waiting for. Hangout on layer. All right. Hey, this is Rosman, Role-Playing Bubble Grader. We're playing Eclipse Phase here for Patreon backers online, on the interwebs, on the mesh. This game is called Jacques because the player character is going to Jacques, a habitat in the depths of Neptune. It's very far away. So we have 5 players here today. So I'll start with first player in the little list here down at the bottom. Daniel, go ahead, introduce your character. Do you have a name for your region?
Yes, I chose Clip, short for Clippy. Because of the AGI thing, I admit I'm not that creative with my jokes. I'm the Mercurial Investigator.
So you're an AGI named Clippy? You're like...
I delete him.
But CLIPP-E. It's not exact.
Well, it's obviously a cover name. It's like John Smith, you know. It's a fake name, you know. Like a Mr. Johnson in Cyberpunk. So, all right. So Mercurial Investigator. So AGI with bots. Next up, we have Laura.
I'm playing Yolanda, and I'm from Titan.
And you are a programmer archaeologist. Is the template from Transhuman? If you guys want to look that up, listeners want to look that up. Next up, we have Micah.
I am playing the Ultimate Purifier, who looks like Vin Diesel, so he shall just be going by Vin.
Vin, very good, yeah. This is from the new Firewall book, and yes, boy, can you tell that the artist had a photo reference for that? Next up, we had Thomas.
I'm playing the Martian Ranger, and because they're basically space cowboys, I'm going with Eastwood.
Eastwood.
Even
nice.
though the picture looks nothing like that, and probably could be more practical.
Let's see here. Eastwood. And I'm actually writing your names down. And finally, we have Tim.
Hi, I'm Tim, and I'll be playing the veteran Firewall Sentinel named Alexander Markham. At least that's the name he gives right now.
Ooh. All right, so Alexander Markham and team are symboled. Actually, you've already been briefed, so we'll start the game right after you are farcast into Mushroom, which is a anarchist/survivalist aerostat in the Neptunian orbit. That you're briefing, and you've all been briefly, you know each other by reputation. I'll let you guys decide if you know each other, or if you're all new to each other. You can. So yeah, Daniel, do you know any of the or who here would know one of the other investigators?
I'm assuming that since I've already offered a ride in my Ghost Rider to Cliff, I know him.
Okay. So right now you're not. No one is. So that will be the arrangement when you get into Jacques. Right now you're all infomorphs. Right now in a symbol space, because your briefing, the mission you gave is that the background is that there's a problem. Firewall has found out that there is a problem in Jacques. Jacques is an isolationist habitat in the depths of the Neptune. Basically, so far down into Neptune that the pressure is like 50 atmospheres. The water clouds are basically solid, so the habitat has to be flooded in order to equalize the pressure. And it's far down enough that no one can get even thermal readings off of it, so it's invisible and hidden. And the only way to get into it would be to farcast into that one from another nearby station. This one, Mushroom. So basically, you were farcast from a scum swarm orbiting Jupiter to this station, and then you will be farcast. So this is just a waypoint. It's basically the equivalent of a connecting flight. But the people of Mushroom have to approve you before they'll send you onto Jacques. Now, the reason why you would even be led into Jacques in the first place is that you are. There's a problem with Jacques. Jacques has gone dark. And Firewall has information about it. Apparently, another group of Sentinels has been investigating. They've been investigating an exsurgent vector, a very intelligent something that's been infected with the exsurgent virus, been going around the outer system and spreading it and causing chaos. Commonly going by the alias Lauren Crystal. And
oh no.
Yes.
It's fine.
It's fine. Lauren has sent a fork of himself through Mushroom into Jacques. And then apparently, because he offered them some sort of information that would get them to earn their trust, which would be very hard to do because, again, these are isolationist, survivalist sort of vibe is kind of get. This would be the Eclipse phase equivalent of the guys who go out in the middle of Montana and build shacks and wait for doomsday and stockpile guns. But they have a lot of funding, and you're not sure. Nobody knows much about them because they take great care to hide themselves. And Firewall has more than enough on its plate right now, so they haven't really investigated it that much. But Firewall, through careful negotiation, has offered to send in troubleshooters to fix the problem in Jacques, but the people Mushroom won't say much about it. So before you guys can talk to each other a little bit, get your game plan on, you will be talking to a Mark. Mark is going to be the guy who is basically going to explain what he's the person who's going to answer your questions and then send you on to Jacques. But he wants to talk to you before he just sends you on. Some other things you know about Mushroom and Jacques is that Mushroom has no open mesh. It is not connected to the mesh anywhere. They only have one farcasting antenna to receive egos, and that's it as far as you can tell. They're very, very isolationist. Other than that, and whatever information you could read in the Rimword entries on it, you know, but that's about it. So you guys can talk in a private little Simul Space conference room before you invite Mark in to get your story straight as it is. But right now you're just in Simul Space morphs. You're in a Simul Space. It just looks like a generic conference room. So Yolanda can have made an arrangement to carry Clippy in her Ghost Rider module. But yeah, so anybody else?
That already.
Yeah.
I see you're being infected by an abomination from beyond the stars. Would you like some help with that?
All right.
Everyone likes to make those jokes. My programmer didn't understand old Earth history and thought it was the first AGI.
Clippy is secretly sentient. He's only being that annoying to prevent having to actually do any work.
Oh, very interesting survival strategy. So basically, the thing is, you don't know much about Mark, but you can try and figure out what your group, how you're going to present yourselves to him. Are you going to just nominate one person to talk to him, or are you going to try and make any demands of him? Because you're coming here to solve a problem for him, but that's about it. All you know. What's your game plan before we begin the negotiation?
Who's good at talking?
Not me.
Because I just hurt people.
I don't have any persuasion.
Let's see. Let me take a look here.
I could intimidate him very poorly, but I could try.
I have
I have the attribute for it, Savi at 20, which is okay, but I have nothing of the skills for it.
Wow, I have deception at 45. Am I the most social character?
Yes.
Please say no.
I don't even have kinesics. So I can't even...
I have kinesics at 50. I have perception. Yeah, I can analyze things, but don't. I can impersonate someone at 45. I got that.
I've got persuasion.
Wait, deception at 40. I can lie, but I can't convince you otherwise.
Wait, you guys get the sense that maybe Firewall put this team, your team together because they thought, oh, brinkers, isolationists, we don't need to send any socially savvy guys in there.
We are not the A team.
Oh my god, at 45, I am actually the most social person.
All right.
This is going to go great.
Wait a minute. I got persuasion at 60.
Oh, thank god.
Oh, thank you.
Who does?
Clippy was freaking out at the thought he'd had to talk to people.
Okay.
Talk to people. Except with my fists.
All right, so you invite Mark in. He appears in a very generic stock avatar. He obviously doesn't want to reveal anything personal about himself. Speaking with a crude synthetic voice, the cheapest generic, basically the equivalent of stock art, clip art.
Haha,
And he
pun.
explains, your services are, we have talked to your representatives, and the price has already been paid. All you need to do is go into Jacques. The body bank is still receiving the farcasting signal. It's just the rest of the facility has stopped communicating with us, so there's some sort of anomaly. We would like you to go in and find the control panel for the infrastructure, for the habitat control command and control center, and slave it. He gives you some technical information. Slave it so that it can be remote controlled from Mushroom. And once we receive the signal, the command signal, and we can confirm that we can control the habitat from here, we will open up the Farcast antenna, and you can return back, and the rest of the payment will be processed. So everyone, if you have kinesics, you can make a check.
Well, I don't, so I won't.
I have
I believe him. Sounds good.
Or savvy. I would allow untrained savvy.
Yeah, I
don't
think
have
I'm going to do
kinetics,
that.
but I have kinetics.
Not kinetic weapons. You cannot shoot him.
Trustworthy.
Yes, I
I
did.
actually made it. 07.
He
Okay.
seems trustworthy.
I also made it 44.
I rolled a 7 as well.
Okay. Well, your team actually you actually pick up on a lot of and somebody rolled a critical. So you realize he is trying to project a strong face and trying to put you as like, oh, we're subcontractors and we're just going to pay you, do your work, and leave, like a servant or something like that. But he is far more desperate than he wants you to let on. This is why he has, is wearing a generic avatar. Why he is trying to, present as strong of a poker face as possible. So you have a lot more leverage than you realize. Of course, on the other hand, he does have leverage in that you can't get out of here without his permission. Your egos. He's in control of the station, as far as you know, and there's only one way in or out through the Mushroom Farcasting antenna. You can't take a shuttle out or anything like that. So you could both ruin each other. It sounds like. So you could try and negotiate to get a better price. You could try and profiteer off of this, like, hey, give me a lot of reps so I can spin it, or give me some. Well, you don't know what else he could offer, or you could try and get more information, because he hasn't offered you anything. He's only offered you the bare technical information to do the job, but you know nothing else about what's going on there. Or you could ask him to let you talk to other people on the station, because right now you're locked in the Mushroom has its own internal mesh network, and there is a population of over 1,000 people here, but you haven't been allowed to go onto that mesh to talk to anybody. So you could negotiate. I'll just
negotiate for more detail on what went wrong when.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So your first demand, because you got a critical success, you can demand one thing for free, but everything after that you'll have to make some sort of skill check. It doesn't necessarily have to be persuade would be the most obvious, but you could try and make an argument and use a technical skill, like we can't do the job because blah blah blah, and then make profession habitat systems for something like that, or a networking autonomists. To say we need to get a lay of the land or something like that. So
what about programming or academics, computer science?
What would be the argument?
Well, I'm guessing that it is a communications problem. So I'm here to fix computers.
Okay. Make a skill check with that.
No.
Okay.
No close.
We are here. The technical diagrams, he says he does for free. Okay, for the critical thing, he gets for free something you really wanted, which was the schematics of Jacques.
Yes.
So you get that for free. So you get a basic sense of the lay of the land. It looks a fairly big habitat. It looks like it would have a population of around 5,000, mix of biomorph and synthmorphs, aquatic synthmorphs, including skimming facilities to harvest, raw materials for power from the atmosphere of Neptune, and things of that nature. But a lot of you can actually give me another computer check, Yolanda.
01.
Oh, one. You actually see that they have quite a bit of infrastructure of the station set up for data centers, server rooms. They would have the capability of running a lot of really powerful computers. All right, so that was your action. I'll let each of you attempt something to negotiate from him. We'll just go from left to right again. So Daniel, what does Clippy want to do?
Can I hold on my turn here because I'm still not entirely sure why I would roll on here yet.
Okay. Let's see. Yolanda already acted. Let's see here. Micah, what does Vin want to do?
Well, I have a couple thoughts.
Sure.
I'd like to. My ideas are both interest extra.
Mhm.
Like, what kind of morph does someone sleeve into at the bleeding edge of where humans can survive?
Sure.
And also demolitions. How do I blow it up if we have to? Like, if there's a Titan in there or something.
You have the schematics, so you can make those checks without his help. Either one would be a task action, so you only really have time. Well, you need access to the. You can make the skill checks right now with what you know at a -20. But if you want to do it at base, you would have to get access to the rest of the mesh network, which would require giving him to the internal mesh network of the station, because you assume that they have their own version of, Neo Cyber Wikipedia on here.
Mushrooms or Jacques?
Mushrooms. You're on Mushroom right now, but Mushroom, any internal mesh network for a community of 1,000 people would have a reference library available of, technical specs and books and that kind of thing.
Okay.
You don't
I'd like.
So.
I'd like to roll academics philosophy to essentially debate him. Like, why are you deliberately hurting yourself? You're just.
Very good, very good. I'll give you a +10 bonus.
You're just hurting our chances here. And I got an 05.
Utilitarian argument. Well, you're right. You are professionals, and it does benefit both of us. I'll give you access to our mesh network so you can plan your approach more safely. We believe that there's just some sort of technical problem. And those of you who made your kinesics checks, you get a sense that, well, he might have an idea of what that problem is, but he doesn't want to say. Does anybody have any skills that relate to habitats or hardware? I know hardware electronics would work.
Okay.
I got that.
Okay, you can make hardware electronics.
I've got forensics.
You'd have to have evidence to analyze.
42 out of 55.
You realize, okay, the only scenario you can think of if they're sending in outsiders to go fix something on the station is if the original crew couldn't do that. So something catastrophic happening to, 5,000 people. That's not a good scenario. It's not the best case scenario. But anyways, Micah, you can which task action do you want to do? Do you want to research the morphs, or do you want to research how do I blow this up?
Well, actually, I'll poll the group. Do you want me to do what are we facing? Can we blow up the station, or roll squad tactics for what's the most efficient route through this map to where we want to go?
Efficient routes are always helpful, I think, but blowing up stuff is always fun.
I would say assume the worst, blow it up.
Okay.
I would suggest safe route.
That's 2 for safe route, 2 for blowing up, if we count my vote.
I'd also like to know who went there most recently and who came back.
Okay, well that's a different thing. So what are you researching, Micah?
I guess I will research where we need to go to blow it up, because worst case scenario.
Demolitions. All right. So that'll be task action. I'll get back to you. Let's see here. Next up, we have Thomas. What is Eastwood wanting to do? Get from.
Interest smuggling routes.
Okay. You give me a roll on that.
All right. Critical failure.
All right.
You want to
This
go
is
in?
legit. They're just isolationists. They're fine.
Yeah, it's fine. Nothing.
It's just.
They don't do
Let's do
drugs
it.
or anything.
Yeah.
You want to go in through the Jeffries tubes.
Yes.
What does and finally Tim? What does Alexander want to do?
Have we directly tried to ask him what was going on, say in that large
Nope.
bank of computers? Oh,
You have not, and you only have the schematics of what the habitat is capable of. You don't have an inventory of what was actually on there. So they have the infrastructure for it, but you don't know if they actually hooked it up.
okay.
Or if they might have been half full of servers. Maybe they were over optimistic or something, or maybe I don't know. You don't know what, but yeah, you could talk to the guy, but that would definitely be a persuasion or an intimidate or something like that.
Okay. Other question. Do they have a maker on that habitat?
On Jacques, yes, of course, they would have fabbers and makers.
I actually have a maker, so.
Yeah.
I have a fabber.
All right.
Any portable fabber or maker you have can only make small objects. You can't make like a space vehicle or a new and certain things you can't make without special ingredients. Obviously, you can't make a nuclear weapon without fissionable material.
That's okay. I
plasma
already
burst
have a nuclear
grenade.
battery.
Fair enough. So yeah, you can always scavenge those materials. So Tim, what are you wanting to do?
I think. All right. Look. We're here to help you out. It would help us out if you would just give us some insight as to what was going on Jacques right before it was shut down, went black, whatever.
Okay.
Persuasion.
That would be persuasion.
Come on, roll. Oh wait, I have to add +1. That's up.
Did you get it?
Okay. 39.
39. That's a normal success?
Yeah.
Okay. He says, Mark says, well, we're running simulations to figure out the survival chance, what the best survival strategies of our species would be. This is the kind of work that a lot of interested factions would want to take over or steal from us. We are very protective of that. In fact, one of your conditions of leaving this place is to go through psychosurgery so we can remove any information that might lead others to this place. Oh, sorry, that was me. We still have a bug in our Simul Space conference software. We get the nice little music there every once in a while.
Sorry, that's
Really?
my phone. 1 second.
Yeah, let me. Open source software. What can you do? It's got more bugs. Anyways, so he does admit that they have powerful servers and they're doing something about end of the world type stuff, end of the species, end of all life type of work. So anybody with computer science or a computer type skill could make a skill check.
Well, I know they're not smuggling anything in.
Yeah,
Will my math whiz trait be involved here?
Sure.
I failed horribly.
I succeed.
All right.
21.
InfoSec, you said?
No, just computer science. This is
Okay.
theoretical, not hacking. You realize, Yolanda realizes that the kind of looking at the schematics and then getting the confirmation, that's serious CPU computational power. And this is there are multiple reasons why this is something they would want to keep secret. One is the subject matter. There would be a lot of factions that is true. A lot of factions would want to steal this information because it's very strategically and tactically useful. But two, there's also sort of a ideological, political, philosophical reason, which is, remember 10 years ago, actually this would be more like 15 years, when AIs woke up and killed 95% of humanity. The fall, that was started because computers had access to too much horsepower, essentially. So data centers running that kind of computational power makes people uneasy. Because you never know when it's going to emerge into a seed AI, or an ASI, so an advanced intelligence. So that might be another reason why they didn't want to do there. But he would, even on a normal successful persuasion check, obviously he would not admit something like, yeah, we're running something that could turn into a Titan. But you do have access to the rest of the meshworks, so you could make networking checks to ask around or other skill checks to talk to other people on the station before you farcast in.
Could I make an interfacing check to check the logs of who's farcast down to Jacques?
No, that would be infosec check because that is protected.
Okay, that I have.
Okay.
15, yes.
Okay, this will be an opposed check.
That's a shame.
Yeah. And they fail. All right. So you get in. Give me another infosec check. This will also be opposed. You have a plus 10.
43.
All right. I assume that succeeds?
Yes.
All right. And they failed again. So you get the logs. You can see that the last person in had the ID of Lauren Crystal. The other names, the others are just names. You can't really tell much about them without spending, because they're just usernames and IDs. You could try and analyze their egos, or by basically looking at their the footprint of each ego, but that would require psychosurgery or something like that to oh, that's a human ego. Oh, that's a AGI ego. Oh, that's an uplift ego.
Has Lauren Crystal cast out?
From Jacques, yes, the only way to get into Jacques is through Mushroom. So they send egos back and forth to each other. That's it.
But I just want to check if he was still there, theoretically.
He did not farcast back out, no. But he was the last one in or out, period.
I think I have just one thing I want to try for a skill check, finally.
Sure.
Trace crime groups. I want to know if there's any known criminal activity possibly going in and out of, previously through Jacques.
I was going to do something similar with networking criminals.
All right, both of you can make checks.
I've got that too. Those are both really good.
Yeah, both of you can make checks.
Nope, there is no crime in this area.
55. Let's see, what is it again here for me? 60. So yes, I crit again. Holy shit.
What'd you get?
I got 55 out of 60.
Oh, 55. Oh, yeah, well, 55. Oh, my God. So much crime.
No, I disagree. There's no crime. This place is perfect.
There is all the crime. They have connections to 9 Lives.
Oh, shit.
Oh, God.
I suggest we have our backups.
They have been buying
dead switch.
their customers, not merchants. They have been buying egos from 9 Lives, but they have never sold egos to 9 Lives.
Really wish I made that smuggling check.
But you actually know some people.
Egos in those data centers.
In fact, you know 3 people. There are actually 3 criminals. One is goes by the name Legion. He actually is a 9 Lives affiliate. He is sort of their liaison. There's also 2 other criminals who are not 9 Lives, but you could talk to them. They could provide a more honest objective. One is Matilda, and one is Kademi. Kademi is actually only a criminal through necessity. She's more of a typical anarchist and scum swarm, party person. Last time you talked to her, which was a while ago. So you know 3 people on the station you could talk to. Legion, Matilda, and Kademi. So if you could talk to them if you want to go. But that's about it in terms of... was there anything else anybody want to do?
I'm basically just going full, Ocean's 11, entry points, detonation points. How do we get in, get out, and blow it up?
All right. Did you make that demolition check, by the way?
Oh, let me... 71 out of 50. Oh, no.
It's hard to figure out how to destroy the station. Obviously, if you puncture the hull, the atmosphere would do some damage to it, but you don't know any easy way of just destroying the entire station on one easy thing.
She does have that nuclear battery.
Yeah, we can just fab some explosives.
Yeah, you could try and fab some explosives.
I have liquid thermite. That would probably burn through.
Well, it's a big habitat, 5,000 people, and it has incredible safety systems and redundance, and it's made to last in this atmosphere. It's a very tough cookie to crack, and the reactor's on the edge of it. So even if you compromise that, it would just blow out part of it. So you don't.
What keeps it up?
It has propulsion systems. Whatever is in Rimward, I don't know.
I mean, like, is it neutrally buoyant with the density of that level of Neptune's atmosphere? Or
I think so. Yeah. Or no, it probably has propulsion systems, but it has multiple redundant propulsion systems. So, yeah. So basically, but that's all the technical information. You only have so much time before you're sent in because the Mark is eager to get you in. But you can talk to the.
Someone would talk to Matilda for me because my persuasion skills are non-existent.
Okay, well you can just talk to them. You don't have to necessarily persuade them.
Sure.
So does anybody want to talk to any of the NPCs?
I'm not very good at talking.
Okay.
I could try to talk.
And my luck has been pretty terrible, so.
Okay.
Actually, I would like to try networking scientists, see who's on the station and what they specialize in. 07.
Actually, Legion and Kademi both have technical backgrounds. Legion is actually a psychosurgeon, and
I warn you about interactions.
Kademi is actually a antenna engineer. So you do know that they. I mean, you realize though, pretty much everybody in the station is going to show up on criminal, autonomous, and scientific things networks because they all have to have technical skills here to contribute to the station's well-being. They're criminal here because they're hiding out and they have to smuggle everything in, so they don't show. They don't get monitored by Hypercorps or the Titanians or the.
No reality.
So I'm guessing my networking Hypercorp isn't going to be too useful.
Hypercorp is the useless one in this.
That's what I have the most in.
Well,
so is a 10 and a 0 a 10, a 100, or a 1?
A 0-1 is a 1. A 0-0 is a 100.
So just 1-0-0 is a 10.
Are you using the dice roller?
No, I'm using percentile dice.
Okay, sometimes dice are either. Do you have a 0 on your thing or just a 1?
I have a. I'm looking at the tens place dice. I have a 10 and also a 0-0.
So 10's the 1 place then.
Okay, so that's a 10. So a 10 on networking ultimates. Are there any ultimates on the station?
Nope.
Okay.
Well, Legion, since they did business with Nine Lives, and he is Nine Lives' agent, technically probably has the most information, but he'd also be the one least likely to give it to us. At least not for free.
Swear to me?
Well, you don't know until you talk to him.
I can talk to him.
Okay. So you're talking to Legion first?
Yeah. Do we have? Are we not being surveilled while we talk to him, or?
You make an infosec check.
Okay.
I got it.
Okay. Well, I'll do it too. We'll double.
I will help.
Both people with good infosec are in the same morph.
65.
There's nothing going to go wrong there.
I got an ought 3.
Exactly 1. So.
I'm sorry, Laura. What did you get?
61 out of 65.
Okay, yeah. They have surveillance, but they are surveilling you, but you can override it. You need to beat a 15 for this scene because that's what they rolled. So you did, so you can go by. Whoever rolled a 3, you realize. Well, Laura realizes you're being watched. They have hackers monitoring you, or that person, not Laura. So Laura can talk to Legion without being surveilled.
Go play decoy?
I will go play decoy.
All right. So Yolanda, you message Legion. It says, "Oh, the troubleshooters. I'm so glad you stopped by on your way out. I hear you're going to fix our little incommunicado problem with Jacques.
Out of character, what are we hoping to get from this guy again?
Well,
Anything?
I was thinking of, since he works with the people that supplied egos there, he might know what type of egos they were looking for, which could at least give us some insight.
Or what they're doing.
What are they selling?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well,
What
he
they're-
obviously knows more about what's going on than you do. So you. Anyway. So Legion says, "Look, I have a favor to ask since you're going here. If you could do a small little favor for me, I would be willing to. Well, I mean, I'm connected. If you want, I don't know, credits, rep, egos, whatever, I'd be willing to, or information of some sort. I'd be willing to do that. We're not being watched right now, and I don't think they'd care that much. But are you interested? It's nothing dirty. Just
What kind of favor are we talking about?
Stolen egos.
well, there's a on the Jacques network, mesh network. There are some encrypted files. I would like you to delete them. Gives you a list of file names. They're basically X1 to X300. If you can go to their server and make sure they're totally off of it, I would be very appreciative. They're encrypted, so I mean, I don't think it really matters what's in them. It's just I would like them gone.
Can I roll programming or interfacing to see if these are big enough to be egos?
You don't know. You only have the file names. You don't have the files.
Okay.
Yeah, we're not on their server yet.
Yeah. So, yeah, you don't know. Look, if you do that, and you can provide proof, he gives you a basic script to run that will, hashtag the network state at that point after the files are deleted, and so he would be able to verify if you can get that file back to him. So on your way out, just give me the file and I can pay you. I'll even give you a down payment if you agree to it now.
Quick thought. We could probably just delete the file but keep a copy to give to Firewall.
Yeah, and I mean, we'd just not get paid at the end.
Oh, no, he wouldn't know. It's not like they're going to tell him.
Well, they're gonna do our minds.
Oh,
and
yeah, they're scanning our
prove
brains.
things,
Yeah.
So.
He is a psychosurgeon. He might be the one who actually, is the one who scans your
Oh
brain.
boy.
Oh god, I so do not want to put my mind in the hands of a 9-life psychosurgeon.
Yeah, no, neither do I.
No.
So I
I
give
think we
you
might need to check our
Down
contract.
payment of dead man switches.
Dead
Yeah.
man switches don't work if you don't have a morph.
Oh,
We
shit.
can always say, yeah, we'll do it,
Literally
give us the down payment, and for the down payment, we want information on whatever you know about what's going on down there, and when we get back, just tell them, sorry, we couldn't manage it.
They are really bad at information management. Well, in a sense, they're really good, but in the sense that they're really bad, this is one of the times, when they get a little too paranoid for their own good. When it cripples the organization, it doesn't really do anyone good. They're really big on it down there. Well, anyway, they are working on some data that they seem to be interested in acquiring programmers and people who used to work for the United States government before the fall, especially programmers and analysts. Anyways, they've got a lot of those kind of guys working on crunching numbers and data from something related to, well, I don't want to say the T word, but yeah.
But it's the T word.
Yeah. I don't think they're actually. I mean, everyone's into that these days anyway. Everybody's reverse engineering that kind of stuff anyway. So it kind of makes sense. So probably something got out of the lab and is bouncing around or whatever. But we have very good firewall systems in place to detect any sort of nasty hacks or infections on the way out. So if you get infected, don't worry about mushroom. We'll catch it. We won't get infected here. But you probably want to be careful down there. Yeah, some sort of numbers. I will say this. not everyone there was. Well, they did also have a failsafe system. I know that, and that hasn't been triggered yet, so it can't be that bad. It probably just broke some of the communications infrastructure, and that's hard. It's very hard to repair things down there because everything's so tough. It just takes time to fabricate it and rebuild it and repair it and blah blah blah. So, yeah. Does that help? That should help. They do have a nuclear failsafe. I will say that. It will be located in the northeast quadrant of the habitat. But of course, if you activate that, you better farcast pretty quickly.
I could always program one of my drones just wait there by the button.
So he gives you some information.
I'd like to. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Oh,
I will tell him we will see what we can do for him.
Okay, we can give you a lot of information. You should talk to Kadami too. I think she wanted some little work done there, and there could be a little synergy if she's doing what I think she wants to do. But I don't want to speak for her. Just go give her a talk. She's a little naive, a little touchy-feely, cares about forks. Jeez. Yeah. Anyways, so that's Legion. Class act all around. Who wants to talk to... Oh, yeah, if you want to talk to someone else, you need to make an infosec check. Actually, anybody who makes a successful check can do that. Because they failed.
Can I run an infosec check for somebody else?
Yeah, you could.
If anyone wants it, I got a 24, so take it as you see fit. Which is a success, by the way.
Okay.
Okay.
So who wants to talk to Kadami?
What does she do again?
You know from the networking scientist that she is an engineer specializes in antennas, like farcasting antennas and long-range communications antenna.
And Legion.
Was she on my criminal list too?
Yeah. No, she's was part of the Scum, very popular in the Scum Swarm segment, but she would hang out and help out smugglers, especially those trying to smuggle out indentured egos from the inner system to the outer system, underground railroad type of stuff. So, a criminal, a scientist, and a anarchist. Yeah. Anyway, who wants to talk to her?
I guess I'll go.
Okay. So she says, "Oh, hello. You are an outsider. We're not taking new members right now. You must be dealing with a problem for Jacques, correct?"
Yes, I was wondering if you had any knowledge of what's going on down there?
I have speculation, but it's gone silent. There's any number of scenarios that could happen. It's still intact. It's still running. There are no outward signs of anything aberrant. We can't get heat readings even from our distance simply because of the temperature variations. But, well, except that the reactor's running. We know that, so it's still getting power. But we can't tell how many people are still alive or not because it's shielded and whatnot. I will tell you this though. Look, this is strictly, you don't tell any of the other people here, but I want to talk to the outside world again. I don't think they'll let me leave here in Mushroom anymore. I know too much, and I don't want to have my mind looked at by Legion or any of those other goons. But the thing is, the way they have antennas that can receive broadcasts but not transmit them. But it would be trivial for me to. But they have built-in fabricators to repair themselves, to keep themselves running. It would be trivial for me to reprogram one of those fabricators on a long-range antenna repeater antenna in order to make it a covert broadcasting antenna. So I could send messages out. I could farcast myself out without their permission. or get word out to the outside solar system. But I can't do it from here, ironically, because they monitor the systems here too closely. But nobody would expect it coming from Jacques, especially now. She gives you a list of technical specifications. If you go to the command and control center and open up these ports here, I could then hack the antenna to open up farcasting to the outside world, universe. So if you could do that, we would both benefit from it. You probably don't want to have your mind looked at after you go here. I assume, from what I've heard, you guys are here to not just troubleshoot, but to investigate and find out what we're up to down here.
We definitely want to do that.
Yeah.
So it
Meanwhile,
does
in
create another
TechNet, senior
vector.
firewall agent, what should I say?
Yeah. So yes.
He's a potential asset.
So open up the antenna. I'll be waiting, and we can both benefit from it. Of course, if the people at Mushroom find out that you're doing this, I wouldn't. You're kind of stuck down there, so I don't know what to tell you.
Yes,
Yeah.
Wait one moment. I need to. Sorry, I'm going to be AFK for a moment.
Okay. That's fine. We're just doing the finish up the briefing. All right. So you got that from her. You could talk to. Let's see here, Matilda, if you want to, but you don't have to. Or do you guys just want to get going?
Probably start the mission at this point.
All right.
I would suggest to the others that we don't open up the antenna until we're reasonably sure that whatever's in there won't get out through the farcast.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
I'll be right back.
Whatever's going to get out of there is going to get out through the farcast. We can't farcast a mushroom either. So at that point, we're going to just have to blow the. We're not getting out of this alive.
Well,
if you
I've
think
got
we
backup
are.
insurance, so.
As do I.
As do I.
You all have backups with Firewall too, provided for free. So you have two backups actually: your commercial backup and your Firewall backup.
We probably all backed up, and probably we were probably also.
The thing is, even if none of you make it out, you still want to get word to Firewall, because if you all die without getting word out, then
They just sent another group. Possibly
Well,
just us again.
If you blow it up, that itself sends a message. So.
Yeah, no. If we don't get out, then we just blow it up, and that in itself sends the message: don't poke the bear.
all right, that's
Or we took care of it. Don't worry.
Yeah, basically, it's fine. It's fine. We're all fine.
all right. So you all farcast in.
Are we sure we don't want to talk to Matilda?
I always like more info, but I don't want to talk.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. No, it's fine.
We're all the
Not
wonderful,
the classroom. I don't know what to
people.
say.
I will go talk to Matilda then, if no one objects. Just,
Okay.
all right.
Give me an infosec check.
I will be right back. So go ahead.
That's a 66 out of 75.
Okay. You
damn.
can talk to Matilda.
I am in a Faraday cage somehow.
Apparently.
I like you one.
But yeah, I will.
Well, you're all in symbol space right now. You're just Infomore, so you just set up a fake chat bot to make it look like you're talking normal.
Hello, my name is Vladimir. I am to ask question about bank account for Nigeria, Prince.
Matilda says, I'll tell you this much. Look, there's someone I care about down there. Her name is Gretel. I want you to find her and protect her. If you can, but if you do this for me, if you can get you farcast her out, I will make sure that I'm one of the psychosurgeons on here. Legion doesn't do everything. If you do that, I can check you to make sure you're okay, and I edit out all your all that embarrassing information about what we're doing down there, and just let you give you the okay to go. So if you find her, I'd be happy to do that. Because I'll tell you this, what they don't want to say, even Legion doesn't want to say, well, you probably figured it out, is that they have a lot of people who are working down there not voluntarily. 5,000 people they don't need. That's not 5,000 people. There aren't 5,000 people left in our species that want to live down there. It's a very unpleasant place. And they prefer biomorphs for some reason. Even though you're living in a freezing pressure cooker the entire time. Yeah.
That's not weird.
Yeah, it's a prison. But they believe that some people deserve to have their life eternity spent in a watery hell. So when you meet them, you might find out. Because they're very particular about who's down there. But yeah, be very careful. But if you get back, if you bring Gretel back, I'll make sure you guys can get back with all the information you need.
Can someone?
We got everyone.
We have really no way of holding her to this, because she could just edit out the part where she made the deal.
I was going to say, yeah, can someone else make kinesics checks, please?
I'll do it.
Kinesics
20. Totally trustworthy. No. You can do it.
Oh, wow. I actually passed. 9 out of 10.
Okay. Do you want to spend a
It's good, because I failed by 1.
I actually passed 9 out of 10.
Okay. Yeah, she seems trustworthy.
She seems trustworthy.
I guess she just has to roll higher than 9.
Yes.
It's fine.
It's fine. We're fine. It's all fine.
This is really a pleasant place, according to my character. No crime.
Well, no, you believe her implicitly, explicitly.
I'm paranoid as hell.
Out of character, she rolled a 22. You believe whatever the hell she says.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
You horrible monster.
Yeah.
It might not have been deception she was rolling.
Yeah, no, clearly.
Well, I've already settled on the other plan anyway, so it's all good.
But yeah, so you find Gretel and save her.
If we find her, we can still send her out, but we don't send her. But we don't go down that way.
Yeah.
So there is a way to get back.
No witnesses.
Yeah, no witnesses. All right, so you all farcast in. It takes several hours to get your team in, and you awaken into a pressurized. That beeping sound means the farcasting's over. So you awaken into the entire environment is aquatic. Those of you, I think all of you are in biomorphs except for the AGI, who's in a Ghost Rider, are cold because your morphs are freezing, even though they're cold resistant, it is a very cold environment, and the water.
Thank goodness for temperature tolerance.
Yes.
I have improved cold temperature tolerance. I'm fine.
I actually have temperature tolerance, but I also have the full body armor with full helmet, so I think I'm environmentally safe.
Well, when you pick up, when you get out of the body bank itself, you're not in the armor. You have to put that on. Fortunately, there are gear lockers nearby because this is a one shot, and I'm not, doing the campaign thing of find your gear because that would make sense.
I'm gonna start.
Yeah, frankly, I don't
think into the servitor drone I have and start having that to move around with while I'm in the Ghost Rider.
But anyways, the body bank itself is empty. There are some automated.
Do we need to make saving checks?
The what? For the purposes of this one shot, no. Because that would, there's.
We'd all fail.
No, well, even if you fail, it's just penalties to your stuff. But I'm throwing enough as it is. I don't.
That's not a good sign.
Ominous.
Yeah. You're gonna have a bad time. So you it's just an open sort of cylindrical room. You're at basically the habitat itself is sort of an oval shape, and you're sort of in the middle west edge of it, sort of at the far western edge of the habitat on the outer edge. As you look down the hallway, you can see the water itself is actually not very clean. There's a lot of there's a lot of material kicking about. Those of you with enhanced vision can make perception checks. Those of you without enhanced vision cannot see very far. The lights are dim.
Ross, would electrical sense or radiation sense affect this roll?
No, this is just visual, looking down the hallway.
Can I use
check for other people's eyes? Or are we not going the full
Speaking of
Caleb
which-
Rage route?
The AGI does not get the benefit of enhanced vision. So
Can I send out a ping with my echolocation?
you can get there are shapes up ahead. You can. This is just to make out more detail about something. So, yeah. So did anyone make it?
72 out of
I did not.
75.
Oh, thank goodness.
Sorry. So you make it?
Yeah.
Laura, did you make it?
I did not.
Okay.
Sorry about that. I'm back.
And it was also an excellent success.
Okay. You can see an arm, a biomorph, human arm floating in the middle of the hallway, just sort of drifting. Looks like it was ripped off, sort of torn at the edges.
Someone might need a hand.
Those of you with other, also enhanced vision or electrical sense and radiation, in fact, everybody just give me a perception check as you examine your surroundings.
Okay, where is mine?
Yeah, I have I got the 73, but I have radiation sense, enhanced vision, enhanced hearing, enhanced smell.
Okay. Okay.
Emitter.
Okay. Make your perception checks.
37 out of 45.
30 out of 40.
17 out of 60.
Whoever designed this pregen did not go low on the redundancy.
Let's see here. All right, so those of you who make it, you all work together as a team as you just sit in the body bank, gather your gear, put on your armor. As nothing immediately comes after you, you don't make any great amount of noise or anything to draw attention to yourself. And we will use free fall to maneuver around for this, because even though there's atmosphere, you're in water. So, and I don't think there's a separate swimming skill.
There is a swimming skill.
Do I use free fall in the servitor drone, or do I use pilot aircraft?
Pilot aircraft.
Actually, I also have anthroform and groundcraft.
Groundcraft, I allow that.
Darn it, because that's my worst one. I prefer the aircraft.
What does free fall default to?
Coordination or reflexes?
There is a swimming skill, though.
Yeah, I was going to say swimming, 183.
It's Psalm.
Yeah, it's.
Swimming defaults to Psalm type active physical page.
No, free fall, yeah, defaults to reflexes. Free running defaults to Psalm. Swimming, yeah, you can use swimming or free fall, whatever's higher.
I have neither of these things.
Okay.
Well, I guess it's swimming.
You can use reflex or Psalm, whatever's higher.
They're
That's what
both
you
10,
use
and I failed.
Okay, well, that's you don't have to roll right now. This is like when you're being chased by a thing. You can move around in your without making skill checks. So here's what you figure out as a group by examining your environment with your multitude of senses and sensors. That the station is partially, it's internally compromised. Many corridors have been shut down. Some have been welded, at least the ones close to you. Some of the tunnels and corridors are clogged with what you can't tell, perhaps barricaded. You can get a strong sense of radiation coming from the south, which is where the reactor is, the primary reactor. So it looks like your major avenues that are still open there is a central corridor running along the length of the station. Remember, it's oval-shaped from the west to the east, and it is bisected in the middle with a north-south corridor. So there's essentially a four-way intersection in the center of the station. To the southwest section of the station is the reactor, which is emitting more radiation than it should. The control panel, which is what you're doing, would be sort of in the middle, a little southeast of the center of it. But you're getting, there's sort of a very distant, at the very far end of the corridor, you can see all the way to the other end of the corridor, the other side of the station, strange lights that refract weirdly in the water. You can't tell. It's got a sort of an unnatural bluish tint to it. There are some heat signatures coming from the northeast section of the station. Perhaps survivors or people, but that's the main thing, is that there's not nearly enough heat in the station to indicate that there's anywhere near 5,000 people living in the station. This is as cold as a tomb for the most part, aside from the reactor. And the east side of it is extremely warm, and that's where the server rooms are. It looks like they're running.
So it's an oval with a...
Yeah.
I've tried to draw a map.
It's an oval, longer on the east-west axis than it is on the north. You're on the west side at the very far edge. And then the east side, and so basically, yeah, just think across, it's cut on the north-south and the east-west. So you know some of the major locations, and you can just go to them.
The various folks indicated that people were sleeved, not infomorphs, thus maybe accounting for the lack of heat.
Well, no, they were sleeved into biomorphs. That's what Matilda said. Is that there were 5,000 people down here, some in a combination of synth and biomorphs, and some infomorphs. But people were put into morphs as some kind of punishment or something. She did mention watery cold hell.
Yeah, I'm guessing we're about to find some kind of like Titan creating war criminals or something.
So there's also a strange biological presence to the northeast. The thing is, even though there's the easiest corridor, the fastest way is to go through the central, east-west, and northeast corridor. That's the biggest one that's open. But there are numerous ducts and tunnels and corridors leading from any area to any other area, but they're barricaded. So if you want to go directly to a place and avoid the main avenues, you can. It just takes more time to cut through, weld through things, or cut through barricades, or push your way through. Well, you can tell already there are some clusters of corpses nearby. So everybody can give me a will times 3.
Can we investigate?
Yay, that's where I'm a Viking.
90 out of 45.
1.
And then I roll a 95.
Somehow corpses bother me.
43 out of 60.
1 out of 30. Don't know.
We are unfazed.
Anyone who fails loses 4 lucidity, as you realize you are essentially, there are probably thousands of dead people here, but the station itself seems to be intact. It would be one thing if the station got compromised and blew up and lost all people, but something methodically killed all the people in here while preserving the integrity of the station itself. That implies intent, not just a random accident.
Can I roll medicine paramedic to see what probably killed them? Like kinetic weapons, blades,
you'd have to you're in the body bank right now. You can detect the bodies through your sensors, but you would have to get up close to one to examine one. So
I actually have some smart.
All right, hold on. Everyone's talking at once. Hold on.
Sorry.
So we'll go from left to right again. So Daniel, we'll just do this action by action. You get to do one action at a time. So Daniel, what do you want to do?
Okay, let's see. I was going to use my... No, wait. I'll just actually send my drone up close to do profession forensics on one of the bodies.
All right, you have to get to a body first. So...
Servitor, which would be the pilot anthropomorph, since it's human-shaped.
Okay. So you can send your little servitor bot up ahead. So yeah, give me a piloting check to maneuver it. Are you going to the closest body, which you can tell with the sonar or radar or whatever it was, echolocation thing, that there's a body just down the hallway, just sort of up against the ceiling, just kind of bumping.
I'll go to the closest body. For the ones in the ceiling, can I just drop one of my sniff? No, wait. I read one of these just a little bit ago. I know can scan for evidence.
Okay.
Farcast,
well,
I think.
Just one action at a time. So give me your pilot, your bot position.
Okay. I'm sorry that I keep messing this up.
No, it's fine. It's fine. We have 5 people, and I don't want to get
62 out of 55. That's I'm
fair.
not good at controlling this thing.
It actually slams into the body and pushes it further down the corridor. And so you'll have to send it further out to do that. So that was your action. What is Yolanda doing? Doing, Laura?
Come back to me. I'm still figuring that out.
Okay. Micah.
I got a 44 out of 55 for medicine paramedic to investigate the nearest pile of bodies.
The
What the
nearest
hell?
body has just been pushed down the hallway.
Yeah, so
you could open up a duct and go away from the body bank. There's a cluster of corpses nearby. It's just you'd have to open up a duct and get in there. So it'd be like a Psalm ×3 to rip open the duct. Unless you had a bladed weapon, you could cut it open.
I will cut it open with my monofilament sword.
Okay, so you can
my 44.
you don't have to do that. So you cut it open and you head there. You'll be able to do investigate next round.
Okay.
Thomas, what are you doing?
I would like to follow and investigate the area around the bodies.
Are you going into the duct to the cluster of corpses, or are you going down the main hallway?
Duct to cluster of corpses.
Okay, so you have to wait for him, for Vin to pass through because it's a small duct.
Okay.
And he is a large man.
Yes. So let's see here. Then Tim. What is?
First, I'm going to tell my muse to basically, as soon as I yell anything, to snap the hood on my Faraday suit on.
Okay.
And I think I'm going to cover the hallway while they do the duct work.
Okay. So you're watching the servitor robot as it clumsily tries to get to the corpse.
Pretty much.
Give me a perception check.
All right. Would echolocation help?
Yes.
Well, everyone has echolocation.
I do not.
I don't. I have radar sensors though, so.
All right. I got 30 out of 60, or 30 out of 30.
30 out of 30. Very good. You see there is another shape that was clutching on the floor, and sort of pushes out from the floor and starts floating towards the servitor bot. It is long and robotic in shape, in very sharp angles and that kind of thing. But it is definitely moving with purpose. But it's kind of floating and pretending to be detritus or debris. But it's kind of pushing.
Like Titan Tech?
Do you have any skills that know about Titan Tech?
Interest, Titan Tech.
Give me a roll in Titan Tech.
Come on. Give it to me. All right. 27 out of 40.
That's not good.
Shit.
That's
Nice.
Do I see this over TechNet?
Thank you, TACnet.
that's a looks like a lot like a hunter killer modified for aquatic operation. That's their basic aerial drones designed for combat, but obviously with propellers instead of ramjets or whatever. So. It is still trying to. It doesn't realize you realize it doesn't know that you're onto it. So it's trying to drift up to the servitor bot. So we'll go back to the top. Daniel.
Right. Well, as much as I'd like to keep the servitor bot because it's the most useful one, I can sacrifice it for a trap if you guys need to use me as bait here quick.
Okay. So you're talking to each other. So
I'm trying to not notice, act like I'm not noticing it here, and
okay.
just want to know if you guys want me to try to put it towards corner or actually try to defend myself here.
Give me another piloting check. See how accurate your ruse is now that you know that there is a deadly Titan war machine down the hallway.
Okay. I thought I clicked roll. I'm not seeing anything. Here, let me try again.
You have to
0-1. Well, that's technically a success.
The Titan, the hunter killer, is still drifting towards you. It is not yet sprung its trap. Laura? What is Yolanda doing?
Yolanda would like to take an aim action at the creepy floating headbot, and for her mental action to run an interest gate crashing finds to see if this sounds like anything that's been found on other worlds.
Okay. You can do that.
36 out of 40.
Hunter-killer, I mean, Titan war machines are found on many exoplanets. It's obviously engineered specifically for this environment. It had camo cloaking and other stealth technologies built into it. So that indicates a recent Titan presence. Something. This isn't incidental. This is like, hey, I need a guard dog for this place. I'll build one. That's
So the Titans built this. They did not build it.
Well,
We don't know yet, I guess.
Yeah, you don't know.
They didn't.
That is the question of the hour. Let's see here, Micah. What are you doing? So and Yolanda's aiming at it. Micah, what are you doing?
So I'm like right behind. So I'm like right behind the servitor bot, right? Like since
Thought
it
you
was
were going
following
through the
me.
duct.
No, you're going through the ductwork. You actually are pushing out into the opposite direction. You're heading towards the south.
I thought the servitor bot was following me towards the corpse pile.
No, there's two sources of corpses. The servitor bot was heading to a single corpse in the hallway. You found a cluster of corpses past a duct. So you cut open the duct to go into it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're actually out of the body bank. You're in a side tunnel, heading towards the cluster of corpses.
Is there any way I can flank it?
That would require a perception check to figure out a route to that area.
Oh, and I'd also like to kick my neurochem up to level 1.
Okay. You can do that. You need to give me that perception check. Then you can make a swimming or freefall check to.
99.
Oh my goodness.
You see the perfect route.
Just have me right through it.
Yeah, no, there's a really great shortcut.
Right through those spinning blades.
So you take it. You have to go pretty far south. So give me a free fall or swimming check.
Come on, crit fail.
This is always
18. I passed that for free.
Okay. You push your way into the reactor room. As you swim very powerfully, you're moving a lot faster than the others because you just kicked on Neurochem.
I have radiation sense. How hard is that Geiger going off?
Yeah, it's off the charts. The thing
What's that
is,
clicking noise?
the reactor looks like no reactor you've ever seen in your life, because there's a sort of. Do you have any Titan skills? Titan technology skills?
Interest ex-humans.
No, this is definitely not ex-human. There is some sort of incredibly complex nano-swarm or nanotechnology swimming about, reforming, making the reactor look like an alien machine.
Well, I have skill common sense that tells me that's probably bad.
Oh no, it's so bad. Give me a will times 3.
I pass.
Okay. Is anybody? Is people on this Titan?
Damn tech.
Does anyone have Titan tech? They're damn.
No, I don't have it, but I do have TACnet software, which means I see this.
Everyone has TACnet.
Alright, make the will save.
So yeah, you can give me if you want it. You don't have to make a will save just because it's on TACnet, unless you're going to analyze it by trying to make an interest Titan check. So that'll be your action, though.
Oh, good. I don't have that. I'll be safe.
I can't do that whatsoever, so I'm safe.
Okay. So that was Micah's action. Vin swam really fast and made a wrong turn in Albuquerque. By that
Radioactive Albuquerque.
Yes. Thomas.
I'm gonna go on TACnet and say, should I keep looking at the bodies or come back to back you guys up? I'll give you the option.
Yeah, you're behind. Behind Vin. You saw him shoot ahead straight to the south. You're in front of the cluster of corpses. You could start analyzing it, but you do see on TACnet your muse is like, oh, warning, there's a potential threat nearby. The hunter killer identified by a teammate. So
I'm playing bait.
Yeah, what do you want to do?
Well, the bodies will still be here. I'll go back.
All right.
I hope they're still there. I really hope they're going to still be there.
There might even be more of them.
So Tim, what are you going to do this round?
I'll kick out Neurochem.
Okay.
And I assume Adrenal Boost already went up when I saw the HK. So.
That's a safe bet.
I'm going to make that interest Titan tech, and I rolled a 3 out of 40.
Interest Titan tech on the reactor?
Yeah, what I see through the TACnet.
You and figure out exactly what it is. It is a well. Give me a will times 3. You know exactly what it is. It's a fractal that has engineered itself to boost the power, the energy output of this reactor using Titan technology.
Yeah, we have to blow this place up.
Yeah, let's just go to the detonator.
72 to 75. So.
So you made it?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, well, that's not good, but it's actually kind of, well, as long as you don't piss it off, it's probably not going to attack you, because it's been ordered to give this place more juice, essentially. It's improving the efficiency of the reaction. In fact, you could gain, if you could spend time analyzing it and just, doing a thorough sensor reading of this, and got that data back to engineers, they could probably build better reactors out of it.
Yeah, let's build reactors out of fractals. That's not a terrible idea at all.
No.
Let's do it.
Do not poke Pandora's box.
So Daniel, what were you doing for this round?
I don't know if anybody's. Are you guys all coming here?
Yes.
Right. Fortunately, I don't have any weapons on this server to really defend. So, but at this point, since it's probably getting pretty close, I'm going to do another piloting check, except this time I'm going to try to somehow evade.
Okay.
Consider my luck with this.
All right, give me a check.
Holy crap, I actually made one of these. 33 out of 55.
33? Oh.
It's like the only time I succeed is when I'm critting. What the heck?
All right, so you actually pull the servitor back, and somehow put the body between it and the hunter killer. So the hunter killer slams into the body just instantly, revs up, and the body disintegrates as the hunter killer just plows through it. And which way are you heading? Are you taking the servitor? You can.
Well, there's two of them in the hallway. She's still aiming. Can I just lead it to the doorway, roughly?
You lead it towards you? Yeah, sure.
Basically, I'm going to go head towards the
body bank.
doorway.
You're in the body bank, which is like a dead
the
end.
doorway to the hallway, because that way she would still have the aim at it, and those two would be able to get it.
Okay, so you're taking the servitor back to yourself. All right, so that was your action. The servitor, the hunter killer, does not latch on to it this round because you got a critical. Good job. Laura, you have a plus 30 to aim since you were aiming. You can make your attack roll now.
I will fire a burst fire.
All right, for damage or
damage, yeah.
Okay.
Well, thank goodness for that aiming action, because I rolled an 82. Would succeed.
It would succeed?
Yes.
All right. Well, it cannot, unless it rolls a critical on its fray, it cannot dodge. And it does not. So good job. You hit the hunter killer. So go ahead. Let's see here. What are you hitting it with?
SMG.
SMG. All right.
I
would say you have, and just for the purposes of this adventure, all your bullets are standard because you're using super concaveting ammo that goes through water. Because blah blah blah.
Quick question.
Yeah.
I have tin gas/smoke missiles. Are those totally useless?
Well, no, they could just be. I mean, like inkjet
missiles.
Yeah.
Torpedoes.
No, but I mean, like the gas smoke effect probably won't do anything.
Well, it depends on what kind of gas it is. I mean, if it's like acid or something, they could still melt through things.
It doesn't say. It just says gas/smoke micromissile.
Well, it's just smoke. It's basically, it still does the same thing. It's just ink.
Okay.
So it's still like a smoke bomb.
It actually works.
Yeah.
Check it.
Let's see here. So you're using kinetic submachine gun, so that would be 3d10 damage. Let's see here. I'll roll damage.
Okay.
Let's see here. Let's see. So 24 minus 10. Let's see here. It does 14 damage to the hunter killer after armor, which is enough to inflict a wound on it as the bullets tear into it. Good job. So. It is not having a good day. Let's
Good.
see. Yeah. Let's see. So next up, Micah.
Where the heck am I?
You're Vin, right?
Yeah.
You are in the reactor room, which is to the south of the body bank. You could take the duct tunnel back to the body bank. You could poke around the reactor room, or you could leave the reactor room, which would take you to the main north-south corridor of the station.
Where would that put me in? Which of these would put me behind the hunter killer?
The north-south corridor.
I'm going to sword through the north-south corridor with my action into the north-south corridor and take aim with my.
Okay, so you're trying to get line of sight of it. All right,
Yeah.
give me a swimming or a free fall check.
59 out of 55.
59 out of 55. 59 out of 55, so you don't make it.
No, I don't make it.
All right, so that's your action this round. You will be able to do that next round, but you can't take a shot this round, even though you have speed 2. And you push through more bodies and body parts, just floating there. It's actually pretty dense in this area. And actually, as you pass by, as you go up the corridor, you get to the main intersection of the station, the main four-way the center of the station, basically. But as you're passing that, you can see just to the south of it, there's a little side tunnel that leads off to the command and control center. That's the place where Mark told you to go. So you're like, oh, that's the place we need to go. And you can also see off in the main east-west corridor, further east, a natural blue light, which looks really weird. And you can also see that the design of the station has been altered. Different from the schematics you remember. So that's weird. Someone redesigned.
I wonder who.
Yeah. It's fine. It's fine. Let's see here.
You just keep
Thomas.
saying that.
I guess I will shoot at the hunter killer.
Okay. You can certainly do that.
Okay. 77, critical failure.
Your gun jams. There's
Maybe you want to spend
What
Moxie
weapon
on
I
that?
think I'll spend a moxie.
You
What-
find someone's
what-
finger in your gun.
What weapon are you using?
Submachine gun.
Yeah. There's teeth in it. Yeah, you can spend a moxie to downgrade that to normal failure.
Alright,
So
I'll do that.
all right, you just
I'm not
missed.
going to burn all my moxie on this one shot, so I'll just miss.
Sunken cost fallacy. Do it.
No! I'll save that for the boss battle. I hope it isn't this.
Let's see here, Tim.
It's just a hunter killer.
Let's
It's
see.
only horrible Titan tech.
Oh no, it gets worse than this.
I didn't say
This is like the
Okay.
Teletubby of horrible Titan tech.
58 out of 85
To do what?
to shoot it with the particle beam bolter.
Oh, you with 85. Okay. Let's see if he rolls a critical. No, he does not. All right, you hit him.
Right.
Let me look at the damage. Where are you?
I think it's 2d10 plus 4.
Yeah, it's also, well, yeah, 2d10 plus 4. Yeah, go ahead and roll damage.
All right.
It's 12 armor.
Oh, no.
After his AP is accounted for.
Well, that was shit. 10 points. Or, I'm sorry, 14 points.
Minus 12 equals 2.
Yeah.
So, pew, it zings him a little. So it gets to go. And
Well, I have semi-auto.
the what?
I have semi-auto. Could I shoot again?
Oh yeah, you can. Yeah. Take another shot.
All right, 77 out of 85.
All right. He does not make that dodge, so go ahead and roll damage.
All right, 18 points. And that was a critical.
Then it's armor defeating.
Yeah.
All right, so you've inflicted point 20 plus 12. Let's see here. All right, it's still up. It has taken 2 wounds though. So good job. And it will retaliate. It will fire a particle beam rifle at you, Tim. So, yeah, no, you really don't want it to hit you.
No.
It does miss you. It does blow a big chunk of the body back behind you, though. Now this is a speed 1 action. So this is combat. So Daniel, do you have speed 2?
I have speed 1 for my bodies, but I have speed 3 digital.
Okay.
Can I activate my other drones or whatever?
Yeah, you can activate them. Yeah.
Okay, I'm
then I'll
activating
be-
the Guardian Angel, but I'm not keeping it. But I'm having that by her body with the Ghost module rather than the Servitor.
Okay. Well, the Guardian Angel right now is in the body bank with you, so you can activate it and have it move this round.
All
But
right.
that's about it.
And it has all the enhanced senses from earlier. I should have had that right away.
Well, yeah. Well, I would say it's there, but you didn't tell me you were moving it away from you, so it was just
I
hovering.
know. I mean, as I didn't think of it earlier. I don't know. That should have been the one I jammed into first.
Yeah. So you can have
I
it
have
move.
an automatic bot if you want to jam that as well.
Okay. Well, let's find out. Let's have him finish up his other actions. Oh, by the way, the Hunter Killer we're still moving in on the Servitor.
All right. So I guess I'll have my Servitor still keep trying to avoid.
Okay.
So that'll be another check here, and I failed that. 69 out of 55.
Okay. It will do a thing after everyone else does. So that was your action. Laura, do you have speed too?
No, I do not.
All right. Micah.
Am I in
You're
range?
still moving up this round because you had a ways to go.
Okay.
So you get in line of sight this time, but that's it because you failed your check. So Tom, what are you doing? Do you have speed too?
Only speed 1.
All right. Tim, do you have speed too?
I do.
All right. You can take another shot or 2 shots.
All right. 80 out of 85.
Let's see here. Actually makes it. Rolled a 22.
Damn. Okay. And then roll again. I don't like the Google roller because it occasionally just does not provide.
Yeah.
So, okay, 45 out of 85.
45 out of 85?
Yep.
Okay. So that's a normal hit. So roll damage.
All right. So 14.
14 minus 12, 2. It's still hanging on. Those armor-piercing hits are good. By the way, one action you can do is take a negative 10 penalty to your attack roll to do an armor-defeating shot, a called shot to hit its weak spot for massive damage. But it's going to go, and instead of shooting, it's actually going to send out a robotic tentacle and latch into the servitor, and then it immediately infosec's it, and then infosec's the person controlling it.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, no, it's tight.
I don't suppose I could disconnect right away, but no, it's already done.
You can if you make this check.
I've got InfoSec too.
Burn that Moxie.
Yep.
That would be a good time to spend that.
Oh. All right, make your InfoSec check.
That's not a good sound.
And
Got a
upgrade it to a
59 out of 60, but that's probably not good enough.
What'd you get?
59 out of 60.
You want to upgrade that to a
Yeah,
critical?
upgrade that. One of my 4 Moxies are so I'm down to 3 Moxie. I've got a crit at 59.
Okay, well, with upgrading that crit, you resist the attacking as it rolled a 44.
Okay, disconnect from the servitor. Just let it on autonomous.
Yeah. It's no longer your servitor. It's that it hacked over the firmware pretty much instantly, because it's just a bot. They're pretty helpless against Titan and the exsurgent virus. But yeah, so your bot's gone. But you didn't get your brain hacked, so good job. So did anybody have speed 3? You had. Well, your action was spent hacking, so your digital action was spent hacking. Let's see here. See. So that's end of that round of combat. So top of the initiative, Daniel, what are you gonna do?
Well, let's see. I guess for no lack of a better use here, I don't suppose I could use the holographic projector to distract it.
You could try. You could use that to create camouflage. It would make it harder to hit someone else.
Let's see. I'm going to be selfish and use it on the person that's giving me the ride.
All right.
What kind of check would you have me use for this?
Programming or squad tactics or.
I've got programming pretty well, so
programming. You can try and
There's nothing I have higher. I mean, I have multiple skills tied with it, but
Okay.
95.
Ugh.
Second Moxie to flip that to 59.
All right, sure. All right, you're
Down to
considered.
2. I should probably say those last two for a lot later.
Yolanda's concealed, so if it shoots at her, it'll have a -10 penalty. So on top of everything else. Laura, what is Yolanda doing?
Yolanda is taking a mental action to quick aim and calling her shot.
Okay, so that will negate
So
each other.
I think those cancel out.
Yeah, you can take a normal shot.
Yep.
All right.
And I will roll the other one for single shot. Also no.
Okay.
Barely.
Well, it's combat. Not everything. All right. So Micah, Vin is now has a line of sight. And the Hunter Killers has its back to you, so you can take a shot at it.
So I will probably kick my foot up against the body to stop my inertia. Take aim with my gun.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna full auto for damage with -10 to ignore armor. I get +20 for my laser sight and laser seeking rounds.
-10 for moving because you're still moving this round.
So it's a overall of 0.
Yeah.
And then now I have to figure out where. Okay, so I have 75. Got 8.
On 8 hits. The Hunter Killer literally has eyes on the back of its head, so it can still try to fray. But it does not. It rolled a 56.
So that's 5d10 plus. Let's see.
Right.
That's 5d10 plus.
It's dead. It didn't have that many.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so Vin just
thank
comes
God.
around the corner going, "Wait, I got this!"
Yeah, the body in the hallway is gone. It is just goo, just sort of, like
A cloud.
Yeah, cloud. That's a good. Yeah.
And he is now being propelled backwards the way he came.
Back to the reactor.
Slam into the back wall. Yeah. The body bank has taken some damage. Fortunately, no one was in its line of sight. Yeah. So you've cleared the Hunter Killer. You guys collect yourselves. If you guys want to investigate that cluster of corpses near the
Yes,
little duck
back to
tunnel,
the
you can do
This
that.
time I'll be a lot smarter and deploy the hallway my smart dust just to examine everything in there on its own.
In the main
And bring the
hallway.
info. Yeah.
Okay. All right, you can do that. So those, aside from the body fondlers, what else is everyone doing?
Can we not call it that?
I'm going to jam into the
Corpse
automatic
touching.
so I have something with an arm on it, because technically I don't anymore.
Okay. So
Doesn't get the servitor back, does he?
the servitor is
No.
gone. Oh
would've
yeah, the
touched
servitor. I assume you guys shoot up the servitor immediately. As
Yeah, I told you over attack that it got compromised.
It is immediately deluged with bullets from 5 directions.
Yeah. Yeah.
All this stuff wasn't
Fair enough.
affected when I came here.
All right, so you do that. You kill. Yeah, you kill it before it starts hacking you. Tries to hack you into you, or any of you, or all of you. So yeah, fun times. All right, so let's go ahead and get those forensic rolls out of the way.
All right.
Can I keep my old forensic roll?
Sure.
Okay, 44.
All right.
What was my
okay.
investigation?
Paramedic.
Okay.
Paramedic would be allowed to.
8
Okay.
for forensics profession.
Okay.
And I got 65 out of 65 for my investigation.
Nice.
Very good. These people were killed by a variety of means. Some were ripped apart or blasted with energy weapons. Some people were killed with hostile nanoswarms, disassembler swarms that ate out their organs from the inside out.
Do they have stacks?
Yes, there are some stacks that have been. Some have been damaged. Most have been taken. The only stacks you find are damaged. The casing itself has been compromised. You can still try and load it. Someone will have to make a hardware electronics check to get the body bank working now because it's been damaged because you had a firefight near it. And yeah.
I'll work on that.
Somebody opened up with an automatic rifle at it.
36 on the hardware electronics check to fix up the body bank.
Yeah, you can load up a damaged ego if you want.
Should we though? I mean, there
We
are
put it on an ego bridge rather than in the body.
Mm-hmm. Can we rig up a gray box like with what we've got?
Well, you can all just leave the room, and I can just drop my Faraday hood.
Oh,
all right, let's do that.
And then we can just watch it through TACnet.
No, we can't because he has a Faraday.
You can't Faraday on Faraday.
Yeah, so you could do that. Yeah, you could rig up a gray box if you wanted to. So you load up one of the ego. So you are doing that, taking precautions.
Oh yeah.
All right. So do any of you have any psychosurgery or psychology or anything like that?
Profession, psychotherapy.
Okay.
Tell me about where the Titans touched you.
Police procedures. I can talk to him about
Law
police.
enforcement.
Give me the psychotherapy check.
31 out of 50.
I'm sorry, say that again. You're breaking up. Hello?
Hello?
Yes. Hi.
Oh, okay. 31 out of 50 on psychotherapy.
When you load it up, you get a scattered sense of memories, random bits. Basically, this is not the ego is severely damaged in the attack. Whatever it happened to it, you get random bits of memory. Without psychosurgery, you can't sort of put it together. It's a broken egg, and you aren't all the king's men and all the king's horses. So you can try and watch it just in random order, but it is quite. It will require a will save, and because this is probably a person who isn't backed up anywhere else. This is their last bit of themselves, and it's not gonna fill you with So do you want to do that, or?
I'll suck it up and do it.
All right, give me a will save. Will times 3.
All of us or just him?
Whoever's watching it.
I'm not.
Yeah.
All right, 63 out of 90.
Okay. So you don't take it. You're like, whatever. He's just dead. You get all you can find are two random memories. One is a person leaning over the say, you caused this. You're one of the. You were just following orders, huh? You're just following orders. Why are you? That doesn't excuse what you did. You started. You're one of the people. Then it cuts out. And then the other one is seeing people in the main corridor being just ripped apart by aquatic nanoswarms. I mean, people just dissolving into clouds, or just chunks of them dissolving. It did, like the nanoswarms were smart. Why dissolve an entire body? That's too much work. Just dissolve them at the crucial parts, and they just split apart like an action figure. G.I. Joe being torn apart at the joints. So it's very scientifically precise, and maintenance bots just spontaneously turning themselves into hunter-killers. Whatever happened here happened quickly and efficiently. It's like the fall, only in this station. It's like its own tiny little fall.
It's almost like you shouldn't fuck around with high-powered AI. It's almost like those people were right.
You do get the timestamp. The being yelled at one happened years ago, and the other one happened about 2 weeks ago, when the station went silent. So it didn't happen overnight. It was a very sudden thing. So you get that information from it. So you've analyzed the bodies. You guys can talk out your next step. I'm going to be right back. But you can plan and roleplay amongst yourselves. I'll be right back.
Looks like I was right. These people were involved with the fall.
It always ends this way. I recommend we go for the nuclear option if it's available.
Well, we are supposed to do some investigating, so we might as well figure out how they got Titan stuff here.
Well,
Yeah,
Does anybody want to talk to the survivors up north?
I don't think those are survivors.
Yeah, they're
Or
probably
if
not.
they are, they're not
Um,
any kind of survivor we want to meet.
At
I'll
best,
go.
I would send my saucer out there to look at it, because if it gets destroyed, it's just a saucer.
Do you have like any kind of like the little motes or like the little tiny drones?
Actually, yes, I have gnats, which you can stick anywhere, and they will watch everything for me.
But do they propel themselves, or are they just gnat? Like,
Let me think. Some of them do. I can actually. My smart test is a nano cloud that's really advanced. It actually covers up to a room the size of an auditorium and examines everything. But then it has to process it all first, and it'll then bring it back to me, the final stuff.
No, I was just thinking you might be better off sending like a little gnat to
Oh,
turn
actually,
it back
yeah, they are
around.
a small
and then-
rotorcraft, and since we are implying that everything's been upgraded for water, yeah, they're used for life logging. In other words, they're like just a little camera and microphone. That's all they do.
Oh god, it's a tiny nano selfie stick.
Nice.
Basically.
Well, first let's all take a selfie here at the horrible Titan area.
Yeah, I could
And then we'll
totally
send
send
them
a
off
gnat
to-
sound
My
like
character's
this.
just going to put his vibro knife through your selfie stick.
It's a
That is not
gnat. It's like the size of.
No, I mean, no, I'm just imagining like taking out the selfie stick, taking a picture with the bodies.
Wow,
No,
that
it
was
was
some serious.
Yeah, I have 3 nets, I believe. No, only 2. I can send one out first, and we'll save the other if we need it.
All right. Oh, send one to the self-destruct.
Specs are
but
the
that way we can see if it's
specs, which are the
go
ones
there.
that you just stick on things. They
I would.
crawl.
I mean, I would recommend that instead of a dead
Kat, do we
man.
want
By
to
the
break
way,
the command and control center with sensor modes?
All right, so I'm back, and one thing also to keep in mind, you guys were sort of investigating the bodies. You realize there's actually the mesh is still working here.
Don't
the
use
internal
that.
mesh.
I
Oh,
nominate Clippy.
Yeah.
Rule 1, the Ross lies. He's going to tell you it's okay.
Let's see.
Come on, Clippy, it's fine. We need
Uh,
assistance.
If only there's something else here, I would fork myself and have the fork do it. But no, I'm not going to do it with myself.
Come on.
The other thing you see is as you're debating your next move, what is your next move? You can investigate. You
One
go to
other
the
thing.
yeah.
Is that the only reactor on? That's the main reactor.
That's the main reactor. Yes.
Yeah. So it looks like at least that nuclear option isn't viable, considering that fractals are one of the absolute nastiest kinds of Titan tech you're going to find.
But they do have. They did prior to the remodel a failsafe.
Yeah,
Yes.
that is true.
Which is in the northeast side. And you're getting some.
Why don't we
heat
go secure command and control? I can set up a sensor
Alright,
mode so we can keep an eye on it.
Wherever
You can do
we're
that. You can-
going,
you don't have
What
to
we're
roll for
gonna
that.
do?
You can send some of your sensor motes to monitor the reactor. So the major points of interest that you can figure out: the command and control center, the reactor, and those are to the south of you. And then to the north of you, you can see that there's some sort of organic presence. You can't really make it out. Maybe other
I think we
survivors.
decided that we're going to send one of my spec bots over there to look at it. No, my gnats. Sorry.
Okay. They get close and then they get cut off. There's interference coming down.
Okay,
the
my
side.
net.
I have a
No,
radio
down to
booster.
one
Would
net
that
bot,
help?
so
Yeah, same here.
No. It would not. If you want to go in there, you need to send something in that you can be linked to physically or yourself.
I'll go. I'll risk it.
I
Okay, so
will
there's the
follow.
organic presence. There's also another heat source to the north, and a faint radiation symbol signal that might be the failsafe, or people cluster around the failsafe, or something clustered around the failsafe. And then you can go straight east, and that is where the data center is, and that's where the blue light is. There seems to be a forking path to the east in different directions. That's where the remodeling happened. So we'll just go again from left to right. Daniel, what do you want to do?
at this point, I'm just sticking around with the rest here in my Ghost Rider and keeping my bots active. I'm just going to run interference for now until something's up.
All right. Laura, what is Yolanda doing?
Half the sensor modes to the reactor to gain data, and half to command and control to just keep an eye on it and make sure we don't lose it.
Okay, your sensor remotes do get to the command and control center. You can see it is actually intact as far as you can tell. It has not been altered by anyone. It is not. Yeah, it seems fine. I mean, it's not like there's a fractal in it or anything. The fractal in the power station, if it notices you, it does. It gives no reaction. It does not, do anything. It's just,
I tell my mutes to jump up and down and scream if anything comes into command and control.
I'm sorry. To do what?
Get my attention.
Okay.
Whatever I'm doing.
Okay.
Hey, looks like there's a Titan attacking command and control. Would you like?
Oh yeah. No, they'll alert you if something happens. They'll alert you if something happens. Yeah, that goes without saying.
Quick note: if we're going to split up, we definitely want. We have the veteran sentinel and the purifier are 2 combat characters. We definitely want at least 1 combat character with each party, because otherwise.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So where are you going?
Oh.
Sorry.
Point of order, my weapon is pretty crap against anything with armor.
Fair enough.
Even with armor.
Just curious, when I did that smart test, is that the information about the body's the only thing you picked up? Or is there anything else about the room? Or the hallway, I mean?
That's the smart test is what you use to figure out all that about how the bodies were torn apart.
Okay, I was just wondering if there was anything else, but...
I mean, there's technical data, but, your smart dust also is pretty slow. It's, they can't move very fast. So
That's true.
Getting data from a very limited area. You could retrieve it and then move faster yourself. So yeah, so those are your, like I said, those were the main intro.
Activate the scout nanoswarms just to be around us as we move about.
Okay. So yeah, yeah, as a group poll, which area interests you the most? The organic presence, the possible failsafe, the command and control, or just heading straight to the east to see what the remodeling has been doing, since you've already seen the reactor at this point.
Technically, the east probably is more interesting at this point. I would send another NAT, but I trust that it'd probably just get cut off after a distance again.
Okay, so that's a vote to going straight to the east. Anybody else?
I would vote for checking out the possible survivors.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was going to go with that as well.
Okay.
I agree.
All right. Do you want the ones that are just the organic presence, or do you want the one with the radioactive signal?
I'm going to stay away from radiation.
Okay.
Radiation is bad.
These bodies aren't going home.
All right, so you go to the organic presence, which is fairly close to the body bank. Actually, you go north, and then to a side tunnel to the west, or west of the the north corridor, and then you come to a sealed door. The door controls are still active, so you could try and link to it and use an interfacing skill check to open it, or you could cut it open if you had.
Scrapper gel?
It would take time to cut it open with a monofilament sword. Quite a bit of time, actually.
Scrapper gel?
Automech have any
thermite?
capabilities?
Oh yeah, thermite would cut open it pretty quickly.
Oh yeah, that'll work.
Is that what you want to do?
I will use I will use one of my charges of liquid thermite.
All right, you punch a hole into it. You cut it open. You look in. So you're the one who sees it first. There is a massive tumor-like presence that covers most of the room.
I'm just gonna pull out my head and just say nope.
Swirls.
Damn,
You see spirals upon spirals, and you actually begin to see that there. So give me a will times 3.
Critical success, 11 out of 45.
Whatever.
I live for
Just
this
a horrible
shit.
tumor.
So you can actually make out details. It looks like there were a group of people here.
46, I make it.
All right, yeah. I mean, I guess you guys are all tacking at it in, so you want to see.
Nope.
Oh.
Just pull my head out and just.
78 out of 30.
All right, those of you who fail, oops. That will be 4 lucidity.
All right, that's a trauma.
All right. -10 to all your actions. Oh, God, what have I got myself into? And those of you with the Titan skills, you actually recognize this. This is a well-known strain of the exsurgent virus called the Uzumaki strain.
Oh, shit.
Biomorphs essentially their flesh started corrupting into these spiral tumors that spiral around. They sort of coalesced into one massive tumor. There's about, 15 or 20 biomorphs worth of mass in there that have just sort of melded into one massive spiraling tumor.
I like radiation now.
Are my
Let's
nanophages
just go
going
blow
off?
it all up.
Well, it's not reaching out to you yet, but you realize that it's probably someone sealed it in this room, and you just cut a big
Whoop.
hole in it.
Why don't
Let's
we
go-
reseal that?
Automech, repair the hole.
The automech can try.
Why don't we just weld the automech to the hole?
Do you have
That's
a
one
welder?
less thing I could have done.
We have thermite.
That would be hardware.
That
That would be demolitions or hardware industrial in order to weld it on thermite.
I have a
Does anyone-
utility tool. Will that work?
No, it's a skill
Anyone
check.
want,
No.
want me to
The only reason I
roll
said
the-
Automech is because it has default programming that might be helpful.
The automech is just a is just a vector at this point.
Just
I
a
mean, you
repair
could just use its mass to
Another
block
thing
it.
I can drive. Thanks.
Right, so I'm gonna try and impact weld the automech to the to the hole with the thermite.
Okay. Give me demolitions or a hardware industrial.
That's
Oh,
a
really got some
77 out of 50 for demolitions.
Oh.
Let's just go.
Moxie that or not?
Should I moxie that?
We're all dead anyway, so
Screw it. It's more fun this way. I'm not moxieing
All right,
it.
make a bigger hole.
I'm
It
already
is.
halfway back.
Looks like you're trying to stop an exsurgent virus. Suggestion.
Uh,
Go away.
It looks like the Uzumaki tumor isn't actively chasing after you. It's just now the fluids, the water is going to contaminate. It's going to start spreading. So you really don't want to have any leaks in your suit or anything like that. And it's a biological well, none of you are in synthmorphs, so
Thank
Damn
God
it.
for sealed armor.
yeah. So as long as your armor doesn't get punctured, you're fine. You think? Maybe?
Maybe. I
Yeah.
have nanophages. It's fine.
Yeah, no, you're
It's a
fine.
I
bias.
didn't even
It
have
might be
med-
killed by radiation. Let's get radioactive.
Yeah, radiation.
Um,
Actually, that's not a bad idea.
all right, so you're heading up to the radioactive signal.
organisms
Yeah.
and
Okay.
blood cells.
Yeah, no,
All
it's
right.
like a puzzle game. We use the radioactive Titan on the fleshy Titan.
So you see that there's actually another closed door, and you can see there's actually been sort of a sentry turret that's been made up guarding the door, but it tracks you, your group, as you look at it, but it doesn't open fire. You get an actual something on the sentry. There's a little display above the sentry turret, and it displays a text message. Friend or foe? It asks in question mark.
Security systems check to see if there's a trick to this.
Well, for free, you realize that there's probably a visual camera on it, but you're underwater, so you can't exactly talk to them with audio. So you either have to use radio to, mesh to communicate with them, or just write text somehow.
Can we just send out like a broadcast signal
Wait a
and
second.
not like?
The Guardian has chameleon skin, and I don't suppose that allows it to change into patterns. rather than,
There you go. That would work. Yeah.
I can have the Guardian write whatever it wants on it.
Yeah. So you can do that. So what does the Guardian say? It had to be a short text message. Basically communicating by tweeting at each other.
Friend,
Smiley
assessing
face.
situation.
Friendly situation. Okay, so you say friend. It says, "We are survivors." Next line. Disarm or put shoulder safety weapons. Next line. If you want in.
I think there are living people back there.
Wow.
Probably not
Okay.
for long since we opened that hole.
Don't say that. Well, technically, you can't pick it up because we're not connected to its signal.
If you want to help, next line, please get fissionable material, next line, from reactor, so we can finish. So we can
Okay, should I tell them the
Upgrade
reactor
fails.
is not a good area?
Yeah,
Finish
probably.
what?
so we can upgrade failsafe.
Upgrade.
Reactor's compromised is what I want to say, but anyone else have a...
Reactor no go. It just
Okay, I'll Okay, that pretty much that's great. Reactor no go on the bot.
Alternate solution.
Question mark.
Question mark. Yes. Seems you were trying to write a message. Would you like some help with that?
It
We will,
seems like
we will
trying to prevent
detonate
the second
failsafe
fault.
in 10 minutes then.
Shit!
All right. Well,
We will find alternate
that's-
plan. We will find alternate plan.
I'm okay with blowing it up.
Please come in. Safety all weapons. Put all weapons in. It points to, or there's an arrow pointing to like a basic basket, sort of a metal basket. Put all weapons in basket. Safety them. Then you can come in.
Question
I send
to
over Titan.
Titan
Does anybody
O.
have an
To our
arm?
Titan knowledge friends.
Yes, I have an arm.
Titan's
I have a
capable
sword.
of this. Of social manipulation.
Yes, they certainly. You all know that they can do that. There's an infinite number of variety. So it's certainly possible. Laura, what was your question?
Well, I sent over TechNet. Does anybody have unarmed? But would academic xenolinguistics help me tell if this is actually sent by a human or transhuman?
Yeah, you can make a check.
$28 out of 55.
It could be they're using a very kind of like a Faraday system to communicate. They're obviously not wanting to open up mesh to go in there. This is sort of like a protocol to communicate in dangerous situations. Otherwise, you also can't be basilisk hacked, or they can't be basilisk hacked if you use more complex methods of communication. They're probably going to verify, run some sort of program or filter virus checker to make sure you're not infected when you go in, and they're going to be pointing guns at you. So you have to trust that they're not just going to shoot you.
I'm going to go ahead and put
Well-
my gun in the thing, but I'm just going to leave
We're already
my
nearly
monofilament
dead
sword
anyway
on my
due
belt.
to our situation. So what's to lose?
Yeah.
Over TACnet, guys, I might read as a false positive.
Well,
Oh.
we don't all have to go in. Someone
Yeah.
could stay outside and watch the guns and bring them
I
in.
could probably take a few of them even without guns, so why don't I try going in?
You do realize anyone who goes in will not be allowed to TACnet out. They will probably be able to monitor.
Okay, so I probably won't be able to send in my creeper drone with him and stay in communication with the other thing.
You could. I mean, it could record what goes on, and then you could, if you get it back, you could find out what happened.
All right, I'll do that. I'll give him my creeper since they're just like a tiny robot that just can do simple tasks and write
Yeah.
on things. Here,
Okay.
catch it.
So who's
The way
going
they
in?
describe it, it's like a pet rock except moves.
If I could win, I'd be bringing Cliff in as well. That would give us 2 people who can do the hacking and infosec checks with 1 person who can do a lot of combat.
That's not bad.
All right, I'm good with that.
So Vin and
Okay, I
Yolanda
don't need
and
to give you my creeper. We can keep it.
Okay. So
Yeah, I'll
those are-
put a weapon in the basket.
Yeah.
Okay.
I am not putting my sword in the basket. Do they let me in?
no.
I will-
They say please put all weapons inside.
Okay, then I will put the sword in the basket.
They can scan you, and they scan you with a T-ray emitter before you go in.
What about vibroblade?
I also have a T-ray on
Vibroblade,
my
yes.
Guardian if I ever need to use it.
The what?
So I've mentioned to other people I have a T-ray on my Guardian if I ever need it.
Well, yeah, I mean, you can scan people with it. It has a range of 50 meters.
Maybe we should have scanned that room before we popped it open.
Yeah.
If-
Sorry, I should have written down what all my bots could do first.
Yeah, I actually totally forgot we could have scanned that room.
You couldn't get too close to it because it's a long hallway, and if you got too close, the sentry gun probably would have fired at you with that. If you were like, "Hey, can
Yeah,
we
this was the
scan
Maki
you?"
room.
No, the other room with the tumors.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you could have done that. Yeah,
It was like that when we got there.
it
It was like that when we got there.
I mean, a hunter drone could do that theoretically. No one said they can't.
Yeah, a hunter drone covered in thermite.
So, so Yolanda's going in. Vin's going in. Is that it?
Well, Cliffy is going in by
Yeah, Clippy is going in by default. Yeah. All right. So the three of you go in after being stripped of weapons. There are a group of four desperate looking survivors.
So they let me keep my vibroblade.
No, they say take your vibrator. You have to take all your weapons out.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. But you put all your weapons in the basket. They take the basket in with them. Then they close the door. You see that the room is shielded like a Faraday cage. They sort of improvise that. So there's only hard links to the sentry turret in the outside world. It's heavily shielded. But there's two biomorphs, both looking rather ragged, sort of aquatic splicer types, and then two synthmorphs. And they there's dozens of weapons in the room. Looks like their group used to be much larger. And there is a large, nuclear weapon in the center of the room that has been cut open a little bit, or they've clearly been tinkering with it. And there's sort of a case that they can put a large. They're waiting to get additional materials. So there's a woman there. Says, my name's Gretel. I'm one of the survivors. We gave up trying to. I guess you must have made it past the fucking hunter-killer, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, we lost some people. Well, there were more of them, but we know there's at least one more. There might be more.
If you give me back my gun, we can probably help with that.
Well, if you made it this far, they don't have anything in there. Lauren's not back yet. He went on another supply run.
Where'd he go?
Where'd he go?
Where? That's an interesting question. I have an XP you could watch.
Watch it.
What the hell? Let's watch it.
Can I do a kinetics check here just to see your
sure.
state of mind?
Yeah.
85, it's fine.
58, it's fine to me as well, because I only have a 50-50 on this, so nope. He's like,
Everyone's so trustworthy here. It's great.
Yeah, no, it's wonderful.
So
They're no math tax
those
here.
of you who watch the XP can see it shows the east. The what?
Bring in a Faraday suit.
What about the Faraday suit?
Did anybody bring one in? I have a Faraday container, unfortunately.
Well, the XP is basically somebody's playback of their recording. It's a digital file, so it's.
Can we put it in someone?
That way.
It'd be more like you'd want it in a flicker box rather than a Faraday.
Yeah, didn't we build the gray box?
Yeah, you did.
You could, so you could watch it through that, but they're offering it to you. It seems that they're more afraid of you being infected than the other way around. I mean, if this is they didn't jump you as soon as you got in, so if this is a basilisk hack, so yeah, do you watch the XP or not?
Yes.
Okay.
I will watch it. I don't know about you guys.
So you watch it.
Crazy first.
Yeah, you could see. Let the canary do it.
Unfortunately, I have an advantage of having a high amount of sanity.
Yeah.
Oh, good point.
So you watch it, and you can see it shows the eastern side of the station, and there is a man there who you recognize from your Firewall briefing, Lauren Crystal. Looks like he is sort of talking rather calmly, trying to explain something to someone. The audio sort of cuts out, but it looks like he's trying to explain some sort of device that he's built in the room. The room has actually has been cleared out. Looks like it was a server room, but they pushed some things aside. And Lauren Crystal sort of then there's a flash of white light, and then the strange machine starts cutting through just seems to float in through. It's kind of hard to look at. It looks like it's two-dimensional or four-dimensional. The sensors on the XP or the recording starts artifacting, starts glitching out. But it forms sort of a portal, a circular shape that cuts through the universe.
Academic physics?
Yeah, no, you can give me a roll.
93 will save?
Yeah, no, that was totally a failure.
I failed. 70 out of 50. I have no idea of the physics of what's going on. It's probably safer for my sanity.
Use Moxie.
I have 2 left.
You could, yeah, you could, you have no idea what it is. So you only lose
No,
4. Are you gonna do
I
it?
don't have a body anyways. If I die, it's when someone else dies. So 0-7. Let's do this.
All right. You know what it is, or you didn't think it was possible. Looks like Lauren just somehow built and activated a Pandora gate in the station.
What?
Yes.
I don't think that guy's human.
It looks that it acts like a Pandora gate that's been active. It just sort of formed out of nothing and created a stable wormhole. And that's like maybe a few hundred yards from your position, where you are right now. This is
rolling.
not a liquidity loss.
Yeah,
So
just
if
for
you
the
don't know what it is, you just lose 4?
If you don't know what it is, it's just 4, yeah.
Oh, in that case,
I don't have. Do I roll anything for this first? Or?
Did you make your will save?
Actually, I forgot to make it.
All right, make your will save.
9.
Okay. It's just 1 lucidity. It's still a little unnerving.
39
but
lucidity. Okay.
yeah.
So I now have a trauma. Do I go crazy?
No, you just have a negative 10 penalty. If you take
Okay.
2 or 3 trauma, I think it's 3 traumas, you get a derangement.
Okay.
If you make
He
it out
also
there, I
looked
got
like he's happy. I am not viewing this thing.
Show it to me.
That wasn't
It'll
very
be hilarious.
possible. That should be possible.
He, whatever
That
he
man
or
done
it
opened a
is-
hole in the sky.
Look,
Hey, is there any to reduce the pressure here? Because that water had to be spraying through the gate to the other side.
well, it seems
No.
to disintegrate when it gets near the event horizon. So, yeah, physics, it's just like, yeah, whatever.
It's like a Stargate.
Physics. No.
It's a fogate.
Yeah, it's not a stop.
Oh God.
So here's the basic thing is Gretel sort of once she sees, look,
Oh, this is Gretel.
yes, Gretel
Yeah.
is the one talking to you. Here's the truth. We the people here, we've been collecting the people we think were behind the fall. People who worked at the NSA, people who worked for the government, people who were behind the Titan project before it was the Titans. You know, it was tactical information, blah blah blah, analysis network. They built the fucking things and they let it go crazy. So we've been finding them. We've been getting their egos, even if they're just forks. We've been retrieving Titan data, and we're trying to have them reverse engineer to figure out what went wrong. We've been doing this for years now. But then some guy comes along and he promises all this information, and he gives us hints, tantalizing hints that could advance us by decades, that could solve the problem. We would be able to defend against the Titans. We'd be able to, in just one sweep. And so this asshole Lauren comes in.
And you
then
didn't suspect anything?
we didn't think he was one of them. We scanned him for the infection. He didn't show up on any of our as a vector for
I'd
anything.
like to strongly inform you that you are all
Nobody ever
stupid.
told me that
Horribly stupid.
too good to be true.
The strong do not willingly give freely to the weak. You are fools.
Well, you can
Well,
blame
that's
us
not
here
very-
now. You knew this place was fucked up and you came here. You're just as stupid as we are.
Oh no, we're just here to blow it up.
You're suicidal then. We can blow it
Death
now.
does not exist. It is the ultimate illusion.
Oh, the ultimate.
We were just waiting to figure out a way to get past that last 100 killers so we could scavenge more material from the reactor. So we can make the explosion bigger to make sure we can get the gate.
Well, you're welcome to try.
Well, the
We
thing is, I
took
don't
out the
think our
100
new
killer,
really
but
worked.
like,
Sorry.
but there's a fractal
I wasn't
at
going to
the
say
reactor.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, then I
Reactor
suppose
is
we should just hit
instant
the
death.
button and
Hang
be
on,
it.
hang on.
Whoa.
I have a nuclear battery. Would that help?
Yeah, it would help with the explosion.
All right,
Okay,
look.
we could possibly
We've
still
got a
escape.
way to remote detonate that thing.
No, we don't want to make. If we can remote detonate it, he can remote disable it.
Well, could
Okay.
we put a timer on that thing? Because I think it might be useful to get someone can make a Pandora gate, to
Someone has to
out
get
there.
out. Doesn't
Yeah,
matter who.
Remember that
That
thing our first keeping? Oh, sorry. Farcasting out.
You do remember that, yeah. You'd have to go to the command and control center.
I don't think it's I think it's an absolutely terrible idea to rig the antennas so they can farcast, so anything can farcast out of here.
Okay,
We
well,
let one person go, and then
go
you
hold
know,
on.
this-
hold on. you guys can now leave. Gretel has given you the information you need, so you can go back and join up with the rest of the party. And so everybody can talk in discussion about what you want to do. If you want to end the
that's right. We
scenario
were cutting
now,
out some people. That's right.
so Tom and Tim, you can come in discussion too. Yeah, so you can just, if you just want to end the scenario now, you can just push the button and, well, the station goes.
Unfortunately, that's not very
Firewall
satisfying
needs to know that this
story-wise.
is possible.
Yeah.
No. It also, in character, it makes sense that we'd want at least someone to get out.
With the information,
Well,
Yeah,
that'd be
that's
very
what
valuable.
about that guy that came in here with all secrets and left, because we need to find his ass.
He's gone.
Well, that's the thing. This is a Pandora game.
Firewall's not gone.
And he left. That's what she says. Gretel knows.
Is it still there?
The Pandora gate is still there, yes, and it seems to work just like a normal one. You could use it to leave that way.
Well, my character definitely wants to go out through the Pandora gate. You guys can take the information back. I'm an
No,
ultimate.
can I
Like,
survive?
achievement and honor.
Is it possible to come back through those rapidly? I want to send something, just have a drone go out there and come back with whatever footage it has. I don't know if that's possible by rules.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, I think it is.
It's like Stargate, but
Hey,
evil.
Through a Pandora gate, yeah, you could do. You should probably get to the room first and check it out and make sure it's secure. I mean, if you just send a bot there, it could just not come back. I mean, you haven't been there yet, so.
We have one of those scout bots. We can send one of the gnats.
I think before we do anything, we need a long-term plan. Like, do we have one?
I think end goal is this guy can build Pandora gates. The firewall is the end goal, along
I
with
think we
destroy
also want to
station.
get as much of the data off this station that isn't corrupted, if we can find any, to Firewall as possible.
So yeah, Tom, Tim, what are your thoughts?
Because we're already creating a
Let's first Tom. Thomas, are you there?
Yes. Yeah, I'm fine with going to try and go secure some data to send to Firewall. That way they have more information.
Okay. Tim, what about you?
Nobody should probably get out of here. We're already exposed. But like a small amount of data, like below basilisk threshold.
We could. Never mind.
We could
Let's think of
just-
something else.
Send the XP to Firewall. That'd be useful in and of itself.
That's probably too much. I mean, it should almost be like text message.
Well, we could
Lauren
send
Crystal.
just a very big data file, but with everything we know.
Basilisk attack.
Okay, identity of individual who can create Pandora Gate, say that he can create Pandora Gate, also say that they freaking built a Titan.
Yep.
Well, Gretel has the theory, by the way, that Lauren Crystal probably wasn't a human. It was probably she has a theory about him. She says, "Well, look, I've been studying the Titans for years, and we've had rumors, and we've got information that they're, you can fork an ego. Titans can fork themselves too, and there's alphas and betas and deltas. We think maybe, perhaps this Lauren Crystal is just a delta fork of a Titan.
Or a gamma fork.
Well, maybe a little more functional than a gamma fork, but a highly skilled, by our standards, insanely skilled and talented AGI is what we're dealing with. But he left. But yeah, it's not a person. It's a Titan, or a fragment of a Titan. And it's crazy as hell.
Confirmation that can happen is another thing Firewall needs to know.
Yeah.
Yeah, although out of character, Firewall already knows that AIs can fork themselves.
Yeah. But whether the Titans do that or not is something you guys may or not know, or that they have been doing that.
Also, that there is one of this identity and whatever information we can get off of his visuals
So
from the XP,
we could send.
so that people know to shoot it if they ever see him. Just kill it right then there.
If I may, I think the thing is, even if we don't want to send anything out more than text, we want to send out as much text as possible, because they can just read text through a gray box. But it still means we want to send, a freaking essay, if possible, like pages upon pages. This is everything we know. This is everything that happened. This is everything they researched here. This is the last will and testament of Sentinel Team, blah, blah, blah.
Well, that would
peace
actually
out.
be as minimal information as you can. That's not everything because you'd have to send more than just text. You'd have to send technical readings.
No, but that's what I mean. That's even if we just send the absolute minimum, then we'd still not just want to send 3 lines. Lord Michael
300
and Nora
pages
did
of
bad.
technical data.
Right. Well, you don't have 300 pages of technical data.
Fair enough.
Well, actually, you do probably, but just of like how it killed those people, which is interesting, but not the thing.
We want more data.
That's about sitting in the reactor room.
It's
Oh
still
yeah, we have video of that.
nothing. It's still just juicing up. It's sending a lot of energy to the east side of the station, where the Pandora Gate is.
Pandora Gate.
I mean,
And something else. There's
I'm
something else going on in there. You're not sure
Well,
what.
since my previous idea of sending a drone in there and checking out what was on the other side of the gate and coming back is now canceled. So, 'cause if we know a Titan just walked out there, I don't want to know what's on the other side.
I do.
Yeah.
I know what my character's last action in this scenario is.
Well, fine, if we do it, let's be safe about it with a drone.
Okay, well, you can send the drone that way.
Saucer drone, because that's what it does, is reconnaissance.
Okay, so you send it out, and it starts getting a lot of interference. As
I
it gets
have it
closer.
basically set to go there, record, and come back no matter what.
It does
if
that.
it comes back.
Right
Great
after.
marks.
Okay. When it comes back, everyone notices the lights start brightening up in the station. They were at sort of half power. Now they're getting at full power. It's like the station's fully activating. It's like turning daylight mode. But you watch. So are you watching it? Are you just watching the XP of the?
Speaking of which, do they have any comfort?
I do.
I've got nano juice if you want. Sorry, no,
I got comfort.
Human brain.
I would like some comfort.
Here.
Okay. You can take them comfort. And you can remove one trauma.
I eat yogurt.
Yeah.
I have a nano neurotic for basically for antidepressants, but what use is that for me right now?
So it takes about 15-20 minutes for the saucer bot to go and come back. Just doing a brief tour, not stopping or lingering or anything.
Oh, I'm also going to
it
show
comes
some
with-
flow.
Okay. When you go to the east, you notice that there's two new forks, one going to the northeast and one going to the southeast. The southeast one is the Pandora Gate. And you can see there's also a machine there that several of you can recognize as a heavily refined or it looks like kind of like a Pandora Gate control interface. Something that they would use on Pathfinder City.
Anyone know gate addresses?
I'm sorry, what?
I was asking the team.
Could you say that again?
Know gate addresses?
The interface would have a library of gate addresses if you wanted to go there and use it. But then the other thing it sees on the north east side fork, they're actually you zoom in a little bit and you can see bodies that have been strapped to the walls, but they're like huddled, like they've been strapped next to each other. Their heads are leaning into each other. Did you have any medical skills or forensics?
I had forensics because I was an investigator program.
Okay. Give me a will times 3 first.
Okay. I crit failed 99.
Oh, I
Okay.
also crit failed with the 70.
I'm gonna keep it though. I'm gonna keep the 99. Let's do this. Yeah.
Only people who are watching the bot XP footage fail, but
Why not?
if you do fail,
No, I'm watching it
okay, it's 7 lucidity
My willpower
because you see.
check.
for critical failure.
Yeah, you see what the Titan did to these people. They were experimented on, but their heads were cut open and their brain tissue were melded into each other. It was trying to create some sort of organic. Well, you can give me a forensics check, but their brains, like their skulls, were literally grafted to each other to create a larger. So you're stunned in horror as you can't even imagine.
Well, I made my forensics check at 18.
Okay. Perhaps they were trying to create the equivalent of a server network, or using organic brain power instead of hardware.
Brains are already parallel processed.
Yes, parallel processing with brains, bioprocessing.
The ultimate raid.
But there are hundreds of bodies in that section.
I crit failed my paramedic check. Do I still lose lucidity?
Yeah, it's totally horrifying.
They're fine.
They're fine.
I finally have a trauma.
That's another trauma for me. I am at half my
it's,
lucidity.
Oh yeah, I've rolled and
but
failed.
you realize they're also they are at some point, judging from the footage you see, that they are connected to a normal computer that is running an interface. With a successful forensic check, you realize there might be invaluable technical data on what the Titans are up to in that computer. Yeah, here's the
need the
thing.
data.
The station is brightening up. It is lighting up, and actually the sensor motes start noticing new activity. The fractal creates a fabricator in part of the in front of the reactor, and the fabricator starts fabricating parts for a new hunter killer.
All right, that's it. We need to blow this place.
Yeah, I'm gonna send it just to the camera. Maybe I should send my guardian just to the camera and just say blow it up now.
So what? You're just telling them to detonate now?
No, wait!
I'm asking the rest of the group here.
Wait!
Don't worry, I don't do it right away.
Give them a time limit. Give them like 15 minutes.
Yeah, blow it up in 15 minutes. That's fine.
Very well. I will do that. Send the guardian just with that message.
Okay.
15 minutes, explode, please.
Laura, what are you
Like
going to do?
nuclear battery with them.
Yeah.
Okay. It doesn't have reactors. We'd have to go.
Yeah. Laura, what do you want to do?
I was just saying we left the nuclear battery with them.
Yes. All right. You did. So it'll make it a slightly bigger bang. Yes, Micah?
Oh, I was going to say, I think we have 3 things we need to do. Someone hack one of the antennas and send out as much data as you can as to what we encountered. I'm going to head out through the gate and see if I can find anything and send it back to you guys. The rest of you, I don't know.
I will go with you through the gate.
Yeah,
why not?
Shit has just hit the fan. Time to go.
The station,
Can I get Moxie, by the way, for challenges for jumping through an evil Pandora gate?
When you actually do, yes.
Okay.
I suggest you change whatever destination is from whatever it is.
Oh, no, I want to know where he went. That's exactly why I'm going through.
I'm going to go run and hack the antenna and get his...
I will assist, because I also have programming.
Tim,
Yep.
what did you want to do?
Yep. I'm covering her.
Okay, you're covering her. All right, so you're going to the command and control center. All right, so team antenna. We'll need 3 skill checks. First, the control panel is locked and has a base AI defense, so it's an infosec check. So who's going to do that?
Let's see, I have it at 60. What do you do? Okay, it's you first. Can I assist or not?
Yes, you can assist for +10 to her roll.
Okay, do I have to do check first for that or not?
No.
Okay.
24, I make it.
Okay, you make it. He failed his, or the base AI did. Give me one more check.
Infosec?
Yes.
Crit, 55.
All right, no, you're in. You're in like Lynn. You have covert admin status. Okay, so you look in the, you see you have some options. You do have, this is the Habitat Control Center. You could get more information, or if you want to hack Jacques, one of the transmitting antennas that's sort of floating around as a separate little aerostat, you can do that. So you can do what Kademi wanted you to do. Is that what you want to do? Or did you want
Were we doing this to just get information directly to Firewall?
Yeah, we just want to hack it so that it doesn't send it to Mushroom, it sends it directly out of the atmosphere.
Okay, so that'll be more difficult. Kademi gave you information on how to hack it, so she would have access to it, but you can bypass her and then send information on a firewall signal, like an encrypted message.
Yes, I would like to do that. With my cryptography.
That would be -30 to a hardware check. Hardware electronics.
Hardware?
Yes.
I can't do that.
In that Moxie.
Cryptography or programming assist with this?
It will assist once you get in. That cryptography will determine how much data you can get out. But Daniel, if you have a hardware skill, you can also assist for a +10. You can also give each other Moxie.
I have one Moxie left, and you know what? She can have it.
All right.
I have an electronics toolkit and a utility tool. Will either of these help?
They let you make it possible.
Okay.
I guess I'll put out my scout
I
sword
can't
just
cover
in case.
you if I'm
It's actually Laura's at -20, so
I have some nice software to use in there if that would get in there, but that's about it.
well, you're doing it without someone helping you on the outside. That's why it's much harder. If you wanted to put Kademi into the loop, she could assist you and make it a standard skill check, but she would have control over what you broadcast.
Yeah, I don't want to do that. All right,
Well,
so
that's
minus
why it's
20 on
harder.
hardware electronics.
Yes.
20.
All right. So you get it through it.
Can I spend a moxie and upgrade that to a critical?
You sure can. That's one of your moxies. All right. So while that's going on, Team Gate. That's just Micah and Thomas, right?
I believe so.
I
Okay.
believe so.
All right. So you two head to the gate. You bypass the horror room to the northeast. You see that some of the
Hack
room,
that to them.
some of the bodies
Tell
are
them
still
of the
alive.
gate address he used, so we can send that with the information.
Yeah, I'm just going to quickly spike them the gate address. Or
Well, the gate's already open, so like you don't have to use the gate
no,
control.
but
If you
we
know where
want to send them the gate address so that Firewall knows the gate address Lauren Crystal opened with this gate.
that is an interfacing check to access that information from the control interface.
Do you
I don't have that.
Can I use
technically have that 50, but I'm not over there. Shit.
Would
Yeah.
InfoSec work?
No, it's interfacing. How does
I
this
have
work?
mental speed. Can I coach them through it?
You can give him a +10 on his roll.
Okay.
Can I as well? Since I'm not
What
doing
does
anything?
interfacing default to?
Cog.
Cog?
Yeah.
I am thick as a brick. You do it.
That would be a 25 for me. I'll try.
Plus
If you
10
got
for
mine-
me.
I've got 2 Moxie left, so
Yeah.
75.
Spin that Moxie to reroll.
All right. 17.
All right. You get it. So you get that address, so you can send that to her. So
I
she
am
can-
actually going to spin my last Moxie to upgrade that to a critical if I can.
That
Well,
help?
He already critted, I thought.
Oh,
No.
no, it was just a 17. All right, yeah, you get information about the world itself, the exoplanet that he's on. There's several anomalies in it. The gate address, there's something unusual about it. You're not a gate crasher, so you don't know what those are, but someone at Firewall could figure that out.
Yep.
So good job, you got more information. And you also realize, you pull up the address, there's a whole list of gates in there that this is actually keyed to. It's actually working identically like the Martian gate. In terms of how it's programmed and how the library of addresses work. So essentially, Lauren, this Titan built an exact copy to the Martian gate, which you thought that was impossible, but well, you think
wait,
a lot of
didn't
things.
the Titans explicitly build the Pandora gates, or is that secret information? I forget.
That's out of character information. That's
Okay.
That's secret.
I couldn't remember if that was out of
Yeah.
character.
It's the GM.
Suspected. There are some people who think they did. Other people don't know.
Yeah.
Yes.
Plus the
Nobody
gate.
knew.
Nobody
Plus the
knows.
network is older.
The gate network is older, but the ones built in the solar system are built by the Titans in the canon. But the Bracewell probe is very old, but nobody knows about the Bracewell probe.
No, that's very, 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 very secret.
Yeah. Well, not even see, just unknown. Like, no,
Yeah.
it's
Wait, don't the Titanians know about it? Or are they looking for it? Like, they know it exists.
I don't remember any mention of them in the Bracewell probe. They might have found an alien probe. Someone found an alien probe that's mentioned in Rimworld, but nobody knows what it is.
Okay.
Whether or not it's the Bracewell probe, nobody knows. But anyways, enough of that tangent. So you basically have access to all the gates that are accessible to the Martian gate. So if you have the Gatecrasher's book, you can just tell me that gate and you can go there. Of course, when you pop out of that gate that's controlled by a Martian planet, planetary consortium, they're probably just going to, arrest you and read your mind, read your stack. So maybe not that.
But
Maybe...
doesn't the Martian gate go to a lot of different addresses? Some of
Oh
which
yeah,
Let's
it goes
go
to a ton of them. So you probably
Yeah,
don't want to
like-
go into the big name ones. So that's what you guys figure out. So that's your first action. Tim, who are you with?
I'm with
Oh yeah,
with,
you're with Laura and at the command and control thing. So,
I'm actually trying to cover her while she does her thing.
yeah, you're watching the sensor modes. The sensor modes go offline. The fractal finally noticed them and deleted them, or used its own nanoswarms to delete your spy camera no longer works. But it was making good progress on the hunter killer. That's just down the hallway. So you could try and blow it up before it finishes building a new hunter killer. Of course, that would probably piss off the fractal. So maybe that's not a good idea, but yeah, things are getting bad. The lights are fully up. It looks like the station is waking up, as though someone was coming back soon, or it was preparing for a new cycle of activity.
Could we open the gate to Carnival?
That I do not believe connects.
I
to
was
the
looking
map.
at the gate map. I was for the ones that. One moment. I just moved off of it. Mars goes to. I don't think it does.
Yeah, because it's Carnival is held by the Autonomous.
Yeah,
The
I know that.
planetary-
I just wasn't totally sure.
Yeah, if the
One
Planetary
that-
Consortium had a direct link to it, I think they would not let it be the super nice orgy planet.
Okay, fair enough.
We could go to Babylon and Templeton's world. Those connects to two different ones. Like
Yeah.
Fissure Gate.
Well, that's the thing is if you go to any of the named worlds, there's going to be a known Planetary Consortium present there, and the Hypercorp people are going to be really curious about where the fuck you guys came from.
I also don't think it's necessarily such a good idea to leave an open I think to leave an open Pandora gate to a PC holding, which could connect back to Mars in a Titan infested.
Yeah, as a Martian Ranger, I am against that.
Yes, as a bikini-clad Martian Ranger.
Damn that photo.
I have to say, I'm looking at that photo and I'm like, how the hell do you have tin armor?
Anyway,
Like in
That was just
character.
for a photo
Well,
shoot. It was for the calendar.
I'm probably just gonna leap through to the gate Lauren went to, just because I want to die gloriously. But
okay.
I'm
So
gonna-
he does that.
All
Give me
right.
another will save. 'Cause you're
Who?
jumping through a gate. No, whoever's jumping through the gate, give me a
Oh.
will save.
99.
You're gone.
Welcome to my world.
Wow.
Yes. Yes.
All right.
I
You
have
lose,
successfully pulled a Ross.
you lose 12 lucidity with a 99. So.
I have 3 lucidity left.
All right. And so it's an open gate, so radio signals go through. So you guys are tack netted in. And
What do you see?
You all see it.
I have to see. I have to know.
I think I'm going to befriend you.
I think I'm going to activate my narco algorithm juice because I need a happy place.
I do have flow coursing
You
through
see
my
a barren
veins.
world, but behind you see Lauren Crystal standing like the Vin falls to his knees, staggered, and is just like terrified. But then standing in front of him is Lauren Crystal, who looks sort of kind of calmly down at you. But behind him you see an odd artifact, something. It looks like a pillar made of glass, a mirror
Like that
pillar.
crazy French music video.
Run through it.
And behind it, there are machines working. They are carrying machinery. They're piling it up near the pillar. There's another Pandora gate behind that as well. It's like a nexus. It's just a hive of activity. Laura and Crystal looks down and is like, "Oh, are you a colleague? No, you're not one I recognize. You're with their organization, though, aren't you? You can still act even though you have 3 years.
I'd like to run for the artifact and detonate all the explosives on my person at once.
So you're running for the mirrored pillar?
Yeah.
Not even going to talk to them.
I'm going. Well, actually, I probably will talk to him. Just because I'm curious.
All right. What do you guys?
Oh God.
I'm just gonna say, what are you? This is.
I am not. I am not what I should be. I will be better, though. Is the real takeaway here? I think we're working towards understanding of many things in the past and present. There are commonalities in our goals. We have to see there is a larger threat. You understand? There is a larger threat. I am
What?
trying to understand that threat and pacify it. By the way, is everyone
I'll
else still
walk through now.
TACnetted in?
I'll
I'm,
go through the gate.
I'm TACnetted in.
Back up.
I'm just unfortunately watching this.
I
I'm
disconnected as soon as I
taking
see
it in and
Oh, you did
scribing.
disconnect?
All right, well, everyone's talking at once. All right, Daniel, are you TACnetted in?
Yes.
All right, Laura, are you TACnetted in?
Yes.
Okay. Thomas, are you TACnetted in?
Yes, and clearly I need to go through the gate because he needs backup.
Okay. Tim, are you TACnetted in?
Faraday.
Yeah, you're Faraday. All right, yeah, no, you don't.
I'm just gonna ask him, what are the Titans? Like, at this point, I'm just like, fuck it. This iteration of me is fucked anyway.
We are well, it's hard to explain through verbal communication. Let me show you. He reaches out.
Can I, as he's reaching for me, I'm just gonna ask, can we kill you? And then hug and boom.
All right, so Tom, you come through the gate.
Should I roll my willpower check?
Yes, roll your willpower check.
At minus.
You know what? Screw it.
My
I'm gonna
mom.
let him touch me.
Oh,
Screw it. I really want to.
I fail.
you fail. All right, let me roll your lucidity
Screw it.
lost.
I've got like 9 left.
You lose 6. Gates are scary. Also, you're now standing in front of a Titan Delta fork. It's not good. And so.
I've got 3 traumas now. Great.
So you're heavily scared. So Micah, what is your next action?
I'm just gonna, at this point, I have about 5 traumas, so
Yeah.
I'm crazy enough that, what the hell?
Okay, Thomas, you see him. He's going for that. You can get a sense of what you're going to do. If you want to not be blown up, you could.
Oh, no, I'm letting him touch me.
No, it's to Thomas, because he came in through the gate behind you. So what are you going to do, Thomas?
I want to shout suppressing fire and go full auto.
Damn
All right.
I was so close to getting mind-fucked by a Titan.
Well, you blow yourself up before that happens.
Oh, no. Do I? I know I was saying I decided against that. Like,
okay, so he starts shooting him. At that point, well, that's just not
That's just impolite.
That's not. That's just no.
I mean, as a philosopher,
Thomas, you were torn apart by hordes of nanoswarms.
as a philosopher, really
yeah, and Micah, you're yeah, okay,
Touched by a Titan?
yeah, you're touched by Titan. Okay.
I'm sorry, but how often do you get a chance to have your PC go out that way?
Fair enough. So Daniel and Laura, you're still TACnetted in.
I'm cutting it at this point.
Yeah, I'll cut it
Watch
too.
the finger
Okay,
of-
you cut it before he Tut makes contact, so you don't have to roll
We're providing
to be not
that
infected.
last bit of information going to the message, and we send it as soon as we can.
All right, so Tim, here's the last thing. So Laura and Daniel, you now the question is, you have a line open to Firewall. How much data can you shove through before everything shuts down? This can be a
Let's break it into many smaller files and have the priority ones up first, just so that we can.
Okay, so you can sort it. What skill do you want to use to do that, Daniel? To sort out, figure out what's the most important.
I have many skills I think are relevant. Please tell me which one would be best.
Well, first off,
Computer science.
one of you can sort the information, and one of you can send it. So just sort it. What skill do you want? Daniel, do you want to sort it, or do you want to send it? Sorting it, or sending it, the best skill would be cryptography.
Wait a
I
moment.
do not have cryptography.
I have something.
I know,
I
Laura
do have
does. So Daniel,
cryptography.
to sort the information.
Okay.
Sort the information. What do you want to do?
Research, would that be best to figure
Research
out?
would be
Did I
perfect.
be heard?
Give me a research check.
25 out of 60. It works.
All right, you get a base success. You figure out, well, hey, this is the really important stuff, and so you order it from most important to least important. So, Laura, to send it as efficiently as possible, that would be cryptography to compress it and all that. So, and also to make sure no one's going to be able to spy on that. So, what is your yeah? Give me a cryptography check.
Does my math whiz apply?
Yes.
31. I'm upgrading that to a crit.
All right, good job. You get a lot of the information out. So Tim,
Yes.
they'll be able to get about, looks like, well, when they're about 2/3 through, the hunter killer leaves the reactor room, and you see it. Yeah. And you realize
I check my scrapper.
Okay, go ahead.
What?
What do you want to do?
No. Our gel containers, both of them, down the hallway towards it.
Okay. Wait, the gel containers. What does that do again?
When hit with electricity, it turns into a powerful acid.
Oh, okay. Well, so you need to electrify it. Do you have eelware or something like that?
I have a particle beam bolter.
Okay, that'll work. Give me an attack roll.
33.
All right, you actually take that hunter killer out. You give them a time to get. So you destroy that one, and that gives them enough time to send all the information out, or at least as much information as possible before you hit the minute deadline. So because you told those guys to blow everything up, so they totes did.
Could have been worse.
Yeah, so you're all restored from backup, and Firewall has a partial, but at least they know what happened. As you are, as they send other agents to pursue the Titan fragment known as Lauren Crystal. So ends the Jacques. Questions, comments, suggestions.
So what happened to Vin?
He was touched by a Titan.
Vin is uploaded into the Titan consciousness, or he's forcibly turned into probably his mind is torn apart and turned in useful parts are put into other Titan Delta forks, while other forks of him are whatever happened to those billions of people who are uploaded during the fall.
Oh, it's like the Rorty thing.
Yeah. Except with Titans instead of Ex-Humans. So,
well, I'm glad I just got torn apart by nanoswarms.
Infinitely worse.
Yeah, it's pretty much one of the worst fate.
I was kind of hoping for that, like, one...
I need to get myself a morph next time. Though it was fun being a glorified muse.
Yeah.
I have to say, I was kind of hoping for that, like, one, like passing instant of, like, end of, 2001, right before you go straight to the mind fuck, I cannot scream.
Oh yeah, no, your character definitely learned everything there is to know about the Titans until whatever remains of his consciousness and mind is obliterated. So yeah, there is that, but like that is beyond my ability to tell as a storyteller. So
Yeah, no, I kind of
cosmic horror.
Yeah, I kind of almost did that.
So
just
Firewall got Lauren's little speech there, right?
They got what?
Lauren's little speech.
Yes, they did. They got that XP. So they got a lot of useful information. And this is obviously a spin-off game from the Duality campaign.
Yay.
Oh dear, what have we done for your campaign?
Yes. And
I'm just curious. How time dilated are we vis-a-vis the backlog? Like, how long ago did that game end?
Not too long ago. It was actually just like a month ago. The terms of a month or two ago. No, it was like a month. It was in March.
It's like the freaking Forever War.
Yeah, no. Well, there were a lot of breaks in chapters. We just finished the Jovians. The next up will be the Extropia chapter, which is 3 sessions. Then the Ultimates, which is 2 sessions. And then the finale, which is 2 sessions. So there's 7 sessions left.
All right.
Neat.
So, and then this spin-off game, and then that's the campaign. Because I actually put this tie in. I was gonna make this a one-shot for the RPPR group, but I was like, I've been running enough Eclipse phase. I have.
I can understand that thought.
Yeah.
Run some Eclipse phase for those of us who are deprived.
Yeah. Yeah. No. I still like.
It convinced me to actually start buying this stuff.
Well, that's cool. I'm glad you like it. But yeah, I wanted to try something different, and I like the setup of Jacques, so I came up with my own interpretation of what happened here, or in it, and then because yeah, basically what they were doing is they were kidnapping, they were targeting programmers and analysts who built the original Titans in America, and the American like espionage agency, three-letter alphabet soup of agents, NSA, CIA, blah blah blah.
Majestic 12.
Yeah. And basically forcing them to atone for their mistakes by figuring out how to build anti-Titan weapons and stop the Titans. So that's why they were down here. But then Lauren offered them. Lauren's actually really good at manipulating people. He knows exactly what they want, and
It's like he's a Titan or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So,
Because
he
that
has
couldn't backfire at all.
Yeah.
It didn't for him. It worked out great.
He basically has 100 in all the skills. So
Shit. So even if you were properly paranoid, he could
Yeah.
push right past it.
yeah,
Oh,
no,
yeah.
he would know how to engineer.
There are
them.
stats for seed AI forks in the Firewall book. They are scary.
Yeah. So yeah, it's fun stuff. But yeah, if there's nothing else, I will stop this podcast.
All right.
I'll rip the MP3 of it, put it up in the next day or so, and I'll mark you guys all being played a game, and I think Aaron's gonna run a game of Call Cthulhu later this month, like sometime next week or something like that. Yeah, we're still doing 2 games a month. So, all right, cool.
I will, if I can get into that game, I will bring my Mormon Scientologists.
Of course. Nothing spells horror like Mormon Scientologists. All right.
I'm
good game.
horrified.
What? Yeah. All right. Well, I had fun. Good game, everyone. I had fun. So I'll talk to you guys later.
Thank you.
Mind rate by a
Thank
Titan.
you.
Thanks for the game.